Right.
Do you want me to move
You do the intro.
I'll do the
Hang
intro.
on.
What's wrong with I'm going to do an intro every time.
It's on you now.
Oh. Hi, everybody. My name is Nick Tagmeyer, and we are streaming our D&D show. Is that too loud? It's probably too loud.
No, the music needed to be louder.
Oh, you couldn't hear it at all.
You couldn't hear it at all.
Anyways, I'm back. We are streaming our D&D show, our game, and just having fun with it. So please feel free to watch. Follow, what's your tag
Night
name?
Fury.
Night Fury 558.
If you're on the channel, you know what the
Yeah, I guess
follow.
if you're on the watching us, then you know what it is. But yeah, we're just having fun, and yeah.
Along for the ride.
Lewis is our DM. We'll turn the camera back towards him.
All right, guys.
Wait, sit up as tall as. All right, it's so good.
Sit as tall as you can.
Yeah, posture.
Posture.
I just want to make sure
We
you're.
can't have a DM that slouches, please.
Two slouchy DMs.
So last time there was a brief battle with Ice Devil. Unicorn was involved. Then you guys rested again for the night, and in the morning headed off with two guides to go find the path to Wrath. Eventually you found it, heading down deep under the ground.
That last night.
Actually, that's what my notes said. Like last time, it's called the path to Wrath.
That's awesome.
But you guys went down, had to camp out for a night, and eventually found your way to the door. After some trouble, you opened the door and had a fight with a red dragonborn
Some trouble.
that had become the embodiment of wrath. Several people went down several times. One party member seemingly became undead, which you're not really quite aware yet. And after the dust settled, you had defeated Wrath, and one of your party members, Veronica, had fallen during the battle. You had then stabilized Wrath so that he was not bleeding out, but he's still unconscious, but he is stabilized. So,
That's right, I'm awake and I was trying to stabilize him. That's
yeah,
right.
you and
I
Day had
forgot about
eventually,
that.
after a couple tries, stabilized. So the dust has just settled on this.
Okay.
And Veronica, the bangle around your wrist shatters, dissipates on the ground. As breath fills your lungs again, you awake, gasping for air. You feel in control of yourself for the first time in a long time. You remember clearly who you are and where you're from. Upon recovering from being almost killed, or possibly killed, you're not sure, you look up into the faces of those around you and are filled with sudden guilt and horror. The memories of the shipwreck and all of its details come rushing to the front of your mind. That huge storm that came out of nowhere, there was no warning, the dark looming clouds. It was localized around your ship. You remember seeing your father thrown from the wheel, hit his head hard against the broken part of the ship. You remember frantically running to the helm to try and right the ship, all while screaming in horror as you feared your father was dead. You also remember the screams of dozens of people as they're thrown overboard, unable to hold on. Then the huge unnatural lightning bolt that came from right above the ship that blasted it into pieces. Remember making it to shore and crawling towards the forest before blacking out and losing control of your body. And that's where we're starting. The dust has just settled. What do you guys wish to do?
Okay, he's stable. He's stable. He's breathing. I'll stay guard. Make sure we got the sword, right?
Yeah.
Someone grabbed the sword.
I grabbed the
You
sword.
grabbed the
Alright.
sword. Okay.
Yes,
We got
I
that away
grabbed the
from.
sword.
I'm gonna stay here, Dake. You got to go check on Veronica. I think. You are. Hi, Taylor.
I thought I had it on silent, but I don't. Sorry.
Anyways, I don't know what that was. Something from the lava just erupted. I'm not sure.
This ghost of Taylor.
What?
Dave, did you just pull off another?
We're streaming.
Well, it
Yeah.
doesn't say you are.
That's what I was going to check and then.
Did you just pull off another charm? Anyways.
No, all my charms are gone. I pulled them all off during the battle.
Okay, I think we need to go check on Veronica. I can't. So I'm
I'll go
bleeding
check
pretty
on her.
heavily. Okay. So I'm just kind of
I'll
staying
head
here.
over and
I'm staying over here.
It's alright.
You can do it.
start to. Well,
Yeah.
I'll head over there.
It's just as you approach
I
Veronica,
don't look at you.
you saw the breath leave her lungs, but she's currently awake on the ground, blinking, kind of looking around.
She's still covered in burns.
Oh yes.
Why am I Granny being? I don't know.
Burn.
This is day.
This is day.
There you
Actually,
go.
I don't know
Yeah,
day.
I don't like
So,
No one's gonna laugh at you.
No.
I will.
Laugh at yourself.
And not you.
I know.
of course, you're not him. Dang it, Mom.
What
No,
would
we're
it
going
be
Granny B tonight. So,
I'll do my accent
honey,
more,
you're
good?
you're gonna be healing up a nice little 22.
Alright, so day comes over and heals you 22
Day, otherwise known.
Not a day older than how old
Like
I was.
23
because you were came back with 1. You should
Sorry,
have
I
pencil
grabbed
that.
and a marker.
Marker stamp.
I'm terrible with accents. The only thing that comes out is an elderly Southern woman.
That is the only one in your arsenal. We all have the one.
Some call it my spirit animal.
Okay, I might have to work into it.
Okay.
Just
Just look at Granny B.
It'll help if we're not looking at it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't even know what to say though.
Hey, Day, did you find anything out? Is she awake? Is she?
I
Literally just
I think she's doing a bit better now. She seems to be a bit dazed.
The last thing I knew is that she was.
Dazed.
No.
The last thing I knew is that she was on fire. I put her out, but then she got hit again.
Is she
I think
dead?
we were all on fire a bit. Wait, is everyone not on fire now?
No, yeah, we're all.
Assuming
we're-
you've
Oh,
all
good.
patted yourself out.
I'm on fire for a while.
Is Iris?
Veronica,
is
are you
Iris
okay?
guys, I am so sorry. Like, I know you don't know who I am, but I know who all of you are, and I am not.
You're
Veronica
Veronica.
No.
Wait.
Now we need to get out of here. You probably hit
she-
your head a little hard. You
No.
were unconscious for a little bit.
I'm not her anymore. Like I'm the reason you guys all were in that shipwreck. Like it's all my fault, and I'm so sorry.
Wait, who are you?
Well, Veronica, but not the one that you know.
So, oh no.
First
did
of
she,
all,
did she die?
probably.
Are you?
Same thing.
We
now.
lost
She's
it.
I just look over there. We're the only ones.
She's probably not dead. I mean, you know.
I mean-
you know what happens. She's just.
I know.
It's fine.
Okay.
No, this is more expedient because you know she needed to stay here anyways. Right.
You guys are guessing what happened.
That's true.
I mean, I just based on what I think happened.
Okay.
Well, we may need to figure that whole situation once we're out of. Because I am sweating up a storm. And.
Oh, I don't we need to talk to him.
Well,
I think we need to bring his body back
I
up.
think. Oh, he's not dead. He's alive. Let's. How is he looking? This individual, the person, the dragonborn. Is he shrunk in size
He
at all?
shrank down a little bit to about the size of Gorgon. now.
Okay.
So he's still
He
giant.
was swollen and bigger than you get
He
by
was
guys by
swole.
far. He's still bigger than any of you guys, but he's down to a very large dragonborn size, similar to King Gorgon that you guys had seen.
Okay.
Like we're not gonna carry him out.
I'm gonna take out a rope and I'm start binding his legs and his arms.
Oh, I thought you were gonna like drag him out.
And then I'm gonna.
Oh.
Okay.
Do we need to check this thing out anymore? The pit of lava and stuff. We didn't get a chance to look.
I'm
Is
a
it
little
still?
nervous to go in there? Honestly.
There's still lava in there as you look in the
I
doorway.
destroyed the portal.
Can we
Here?
just
Love it
close
here.
the door?
No.
I'm sure we can. We don't need to right now. But is there? We don't know if there's anything else in there.
I don't know what else would be in there. It's a prison.
That's true.
I
Okay.
think
Magical portal that spew demons.
That's true.
I'm going to cast Bless on him quick. You might need it for the trek up
Yeah.
with that guy.
Should we muzzle it?
No, I think he's fine.
Okay.
And I'm going to continuously
Bless
cast
him.
Bless
Just massage my
on him.
shoulders while you. Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna say no.
I'm blessing him.
No, you're not.
Do you want to bless him?
I can't. But I know what you're doing.
It's the me he likes, not your Nick.
It's magic.
Magic.
You are a liar.
All right.
It does help a little bit.
Quite like it.
But it's nice.
All right, so you guys heading back
Yeah.
up the tunnel.
Should we take a short rest?
Keep in mind, you guys took an entire day trip down here.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Continued on past exhaustion
Maybe.
before you found this door.
Maybe we can
You
rest
guys all just
outside
had a
of the
battle, and you
prison.
know there's like a full day plus journey back
Do
up.
I have all
Use a
her
rest.
memories? Do I know, like,
You know
we have
what
to be
you
out
did.
before 3 days?
Mm.
Do I know that stuff? Okay.
I forgot that.
How long did it take? It took us a day and a half.
Roughly. You guys have been down
We
here
gotta,
for
like-
about a day and a half. But the battle, I mean, started.
I mean, we could take a short rest.
I think we should. We
You guys
just
could
take a
take
short
I mean,
rest
I
in
could just
this
teleport us
tunnel.
out of here.
Wait.
What?
What?
You want to be done with it? And
You
just
can teleport
move
us
on
all
out?
out of here?
Technically, can I do that yet? Not yet.
After a rest.
I mean, we could
If you
rest,
take it,
and
just
then
share
I
arcane
could teleport
recovery.
us out.
Yeah, it won't be a simple spell.
That's why 5th level, isn't it? Because it's half of your
Yeah.
level, so she do 6. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's up to you.
I think we should. We can at least start making our way that way, and or what are we thinking, guys? Well, if you can teleport us out, and you know you can,
We just gotta rest.
I
Okay.
could rest.
can we set up that dome? Okay. Hi, I'm Nick.
How different do I look? I know.
But-
How different
But
do I
you-
look?
anything?
Okay, so you know who I am. It's not like Penny's
Maybe
thing where she had no idea who I was.
No,
I
I know
feel
who all
normal.
of you are.
Yeah, you can't tell.
So you know both.
Well, that's what I mean. I can't tell that I'm undead.
You know the Nick I am and the Nick that was
11.
before.
She's starting to look a little, she looks a little weird. You're not too familiar with that dead, but she doesn't look the same.
Iris. Iris, are you sick?
Do I notice it?
Yeah,
We just all got out of a battle with
yeah,
a
it gets
dragon.
a little strange.
I mean, I'm really tired.
No, not that.
I got 0.
Here,
See, are you not
Are
down?
we putting up the tent thing?
I cast light on myself.
Yeah.
It's lit up and she looks not great.
Oh,
Does she look
man,
now?
you've got a
Why
lot
is-
of wounds.
Why is
Day,
everyone
can you help her?
staring at me now?
Oh, does she look like that? Like coldly and gross?
Getting to be there. Parts of her are starting to look a little.
Oh.
Anyone
Did you
getting
pull
Oh
Fix
man,
this?
healer.
Yeah, she,
Wait,
anyone getting flashbacks to the theater?
she smells kind of weird too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you fix that?
Oh, I thought that was me.
fix what? You thought you smelled like corpse?
Do I know what it's called?
I mean,
Well,
You could pretty much
Bad.
tell she looks
I know you can't tell, but I think you're undead.
Huh?
How did
You
this
know
happen?
when we were in
what
the
is this thing you speak?
you know
of?
when we were in
Undead.
Treenall and there was
Yes,
the theaters
that's
and there was the
what
people we had to
never
kill,
mind.
you couldn't tell, but they were dead already? You might be dead.
But I'm here. But we can see your teeth through your cheek. Like poke your finger through. There's just a hole. Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Does
Okay.
it hurt?
No. I mean, if you're
Well-
comfortable, I guess we're fine.
I've seen enough. We're good. All right, let's.
Can
I-
we not fix this?
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know what there is to fix.
Like,
Great.
She's in. Prime of
restore
her
her?
health.
Can
She-
we restore her?
She doesn't hurt at all.
Nobody.
Is this like a good time to test if we can kill her?
I could destroy her
Hey,
with destroy
I mean-
dead. No.
Not
If
like
you're
a
undead,
registration.
technically you won't die
Yeah,
around
I'm
her.
out.
So we can just all.
You guys are basically.
Maybe she can sleep it off.
I pull out a
Do I
little
sleep?
small crystal bead and cast Lehman's tiny hut.
Alright. So she brings. Are you guys going back into the tunnel a little bit, or are you doing this right outside what's fine?
No, not by the fire.
Alright, so heading into the tunnel a little ways.
Wherever there's space to do it, though. Did I remember there was space to
Yeah.
do it?
Yeah, there was that room outside the
Okay.
door area where there was a good amount of space.
Because we rested beforehand too.
So that's not too far.
It's like right outside the door
Okay,
a little ways.
yeah,
so
let's
yeah,
just do that.
you guys aren't in the prison cell. Alright, so she
Are you good
pulls
with
out
that?
the hut.
I do it.
You all resting, and what are you doing with Ifrit?
Oh.
We have to take turns watching over him.
Should we take him inside the hut? Or...
I feel like we should leave him outside.
And then whoever's watching him's outside with him.
I can take first watch.
He cannot go outside, but anyone else can.
I can take first. I have the most energy left.
I'll take second, I guess.
I can.
Do you even
Take
need to
watch.
sleep anymore? Do you feel tired at
Do I
all?
need to sleep? Okay.
I'm yeah.
I'm feeling pretty tired.
Let's hope you wake up again.
This would make me very
Maybe we can
nervous.
just like keep poking
You're
her
making
for
us
the
a little
night to
nervous.
make sure she's fine.
So, holy thing.
Why are you talking weird?
Because I'm Veronica.
No, I like it. It's nice.
Alright,
Yeah.
alright.
I mean,
It's just
you're dead.
different.
She has an accent. Everything's fine.
I mean, old Veronica. I don't know how she's
Like this old Iris. I don't know who the old
Yeah.
Iris was, but they tell me
exactly
about
like
it.
that.
You keep dropping off like flies.
I may have a second flaw, which I can't tell the difference of people's voices. I'm just rolling with it.
It's yours.
I
You
almost
never
copied.
found it out, so I'm just gonna stick with it.
I almost
I
copied
never-
your voice for a second. I was like, wait.
You're doing really well.
I know you are.
Alright, so you are taking the first watch.
I'm taking first watch.
Alright.
Is
Bless.
there anything you want to do while you're outside with the free? You have the sword, you have whatever you want to do.
You're sleeping. Day's watching.
Nah, I'll just put the. I can't attune to the sword, so I'll just hold on to it for now. Do I roll?
Short roll a perception check. You guys have no idea what time of day it is either, because you guys are underground. It's daylight, no more day. You're
23.
We're just tired.
We're just tired.
23.
No, we're tired.
Wild occasionally spits up in there, and you watch, and you keep thinking maybe a fire elemental or something's gonna come out, so you get like ready, and then it just settles back down. A couple close calls, but nothing seems to actually form out of there throughout your shift.
Tag out time.
You go to rest, and Penny, you wake up. Is there anything you would like to do during your watch? You don't have to. I'm just asking.
Oh, I had thought. It's a bad thought. I'm not gonna- I was just wondering if the Dragonborn had pockets. Thanks.
Do you want to check?
Yes.
Okay, do an investigation check.
I didn't even think.
Where's my investigation?
You know, we're on the brink of
20.
death. Let's see
20.
if he has pockets.
They took everything away from him before they put him in there. So he's wearing clothing, but there's nothing in his pockets that you would want.
Not looking.
It was thrown in a prison.
I figured,
Yeah.
but you know.
So to catch you up there, that she made her hut.
Okay.
They're taking turns doing watches. One of them outside the hut with a freak, while the others are inside sleeping. Day took first watch outside of the hut with the freak
Okay.
while he's asleep. Betty took the second one.
That's the name of the dragon.
Oh, gotcha.
That was
Oh, did you wake up?
no, but
Okay.
they're just they're having someone stay awake and watch him while
Okay.
you guys are sleeping.
Okay.
So Penny, your watch comes to a close. Third watch. Who's taking that?
I'll take it with someone.
That's gonna
I
be her.
just have to stay.
You can be awake. You just have to be in the hut. So yeah,
Okay.
so you can be outside
Yeah.
with the freed if you want. You're inside.
Are we doing anything with light or anything like that?
I'm asleep.
Are we keeping the light up?
I don't.
'Cause I can't see Jack.
Oh.
You can
Right,
see
that is a
There's
in
a-
that room the lava is
Oh, we're
kind of
still
bubbling and stuff. You guys are right outside where you
Oh,
guys
okay.
camped the night
Okay,
before.
gotcha. Okay.
So there's light
Yeah.
emanating from the fire and stuff
Okay.
in there, but there's none right
There's
in the area
nothing.
where you are.
Okay, gotcha.
You should be
Um,
good.
That's a big thing of popcorn.
I don't have it.
I'm
So
gonna-
because the hut is opaque, you can see out and see him out there. But he can turn. He knows you're in there, but he can't see
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
So
He turns and
I'm
doesn't see
gonna
anything.
I'm gonna walk about 20 feet out and put a torch.
Okay.
Let the torch just set up, light it, and set it out there in the ground, and then I'm gonna walk back and just sit next to him.
Anything you guys wish to do or say on your watch? Or...
Okay, so Veronica's gone, but you're the Veronica now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, nice to meet you. I guess you've known me. I've never met you before. Who are you?
I don't know him outside of this. I only know him.
You know that he was one of the passengers on that ship, and then you know him in the sense that you've been here at this time.
So
You
his
don't really
original
know.
nick is.
You know both of me.
I knew technically both of them. The other one was on the ship.
The other one you knew as a passenger on the ship,
Right,
but not
no,
like
no.
buddy friends or anything.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, say that one more time.
So you know that me, Nick, is a different Nick from a different realm, and the Nick you know, yeah. Just like the person that was... Okay, well, hi.
Yeah, I've been watching the whole thing.
Who are you? I know you're Veronica, Where are you from?
Still Veronica. Let me see what it's called. I don't know what it's called.
Did you take notes?
Oh, take notes. Right.
But did you take that note?
Oh yes, I did. So I'm from Varenfell, which is on the mainland,
Okay.
and my daddy and I used to take the ship. I would go with him when he was on the ship back and forth between the mainland and here.
Yeah.
And but only on the easy. I didn't go with him on the big missions that he went on to help people or whatever. I just went on this last one with him because I was coming to study at Harkon,
Okay.
and the last thing I remember is this storm just came out of nowhere, like very arcane.
I have some weird memories of that, but it's from the other Nick.
Yeah, like this random crazy lightning, and my daddy was like thrown over there, and so then I had to take care of the ship, and so I feel like super guilty for what happened because it's like my fault that the ship crashed.
But it wasn't the storm?
Yeah, technically.
So, I mean, what could you have done?
I don't need you on a ship to fix it.
Well, I'm just saying, it doesn't matter how skilled you are. It's something that if it's that destructive and throwing people overboard, as strong as the ship may be or good as your skills are, if the wave comes up and tips the board over, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Just was pretty awful.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, like I said, I'm from a different realm and lots of different stuff. I'm sure you heard me talk to Veronica about it. Got knowledge probably from Veronica. Well, do you have the same? I know when Penny got switched, all of her stuff, all of her abilities changed. Like she was super sneaky and whatnot, and then she went to.
Yeah. It was pretty fun to watch Veronica try to fumble around with some magic. I'm actually a little better than her, so.
Really? Oh, cool.
So. I
Very
was gonna
humble
say
too.
something else. Yeah, no, she's not humble. Nah. I'm pretty confident in my abilities. Out of game, I'm pretty confident in my abilities. I don't know what I was gonna say after that.
Well, that's awesome. I look forward to continuing trying to figure out what the heck we're doing together. All right, well, let's keep an eye out. I put that out there to maybe help us see a little bit better. So I'm just gonna sit quietly, look down at the big dragonborn.
Make perception checks.
That's not
Oh
very
my
good.
gosh.
That's 7.
9.
9 and 7. So Nick gets a little distracted, kind of watching out towards the torch. And as he feels like he starts to hear people stir in there, he turns, and sitting next to him is this large red dragonborn just sitting there, and he just turns and looks over at you.
Oh gosh.
It takes the arrow that you shot in his throat and just pulls it out of his throat, because that's how you guys killed him, right? Somebody?
Well, we didn't kill him, but we.
Well, that's how
Yeah.
you finished him off.
Yeah, that's how he
You
did.
shot an arrow
yeah.
like in his throat, he's just saying it, and just throws it on the ground.
I got the hammer. I'm like, hi. Are you normal?
Define normal.
Is that because of the arrow, or is that just your
I wake
voice?
This is how I've always sounded.
That's awesome. You're like a video game boss. I know you don't know what video games are, but that's still really cool. Okay.
Where are your friends hiding?
We're scared.
Are you still the bad guy? Or you still wanting to kill everybody?
I don't really want to kill you. I enjoyed our fight tremendously. But I'm kind of tired of being down here and I'd like to go home.
You know who you are, right?
I am Ifrit
Okay.
of Naga.
Okay. Well, his voice
About
was...
this time,
His
the
voice-
watch ends and your head breaks, and he just turns and sees you guys either sleeping or waking up.
Good trick.
He just goes and he stands, and he's a little
I
hunched
put
in
my,
this
I put my,
area.
his
but he's-
hands and feet are still bound. I push him down.
Yeah,
back
sure,
on
sure,
his,
sure.
I
See if we can do a strength check to break.
Are we still asleep?
We're waking up.
say
And read.
18 to keep him
All of
down.
So we'll say he
Should be.
breaks them,
There's a
but you
long
kind of
Just like
you stop him from
Good.
getting up, but he kind of and he just gets.
I really don't want to have to grab you. Are we good?
Calm down,
I'm happy
Nick.
to knock you back out if that's what you need.
That would be fun.
It would be fun.
But
I'd
for
rather
now,
do it for
I'd like
nice.
to get to the surface.
I agree.
And he turns and he just starts barreling
Can I-
away from you towards the
I
surface.
grab him.
Okay, make a. You're
I
not
will-
raging yet.
Happening.
I was going to rage real quick.
Can I
As,
check
like his
thoughts?
bonus action to.
What?
While he's doing this, can I be trying to read his mind?
Sure. Ooh, 17 is all I got. Well, wait, that's a 17 plus. Oh god, where's the stats?
23.
17 plus. Where's
Calm
the
emotion.
No.
22.
So
Run away.
I'm grappling him, and then I'm going to go for the restraint.
Now I'm casting
So,
calm
the
emotion.
thoughts you have is he doesn't really want to fight you guys. He wants to. He's tired of being in this prison, and he wants out of here.
Can I tell who he is, though? Can I tell from his thoughts?
You can tell that he is not filled with that insane rage that he had when you fought him, and all he wanted to do was kill you. He's not filled with that. He comes across more as just like the other barbarian type people you've met, where
Okay.
he loves fighting and stuff, but he wants out of here. He's tired of this place.
I've got a
So I've got him grappled. I'm
proposal
going
for
for a
you.
restraint.
Can I talk?
No, I know. I'm still going for the
Can I
restraint.
talk to him while
Is
you're
that another
restraining
one?
him?
Yeah.
When does my calm emotion take place?
23 this time.
I didn't restrain him, so I
Okay,
don't
so
get
he's
him
still
restrained. So I'm
grappled, but he's
grappling.
not
His movement
restrained.
is-
About this time, his calm emotions goes, so now everyone's just got it.
So we need to save for
Yeah.
that.
Save if you're trying to resist it.
What do you want to do?
Would you
Dang it, it's
rather
-2.
walk
Shoot.
to the top
13.
or get
Nope.
there immediately?
Oh, did you go up to 14?
I'm up to 15
Because
now.
we're gonna go immediately if you'd rather walk.
Okay. So it's okay.
It was 13 like 2 sessions ago.
Okay, I'm still
I
grappled. him.
just want out of here.
Okay, so I can get us out immediately, or you can walk. Not quite sure what you don't
Get us
understand
out
about that.
Immediately, then get us out immediately.
Okay,
That's
we're
cool,
good
nice.
still.
I'm sure we can
Get
trust him now.
This is being nice.
Is it?
We experienced
Let's
this
just
with.
want you back in the cell. I mean,
Just
that's
try a
completely
little
an
harder,
option.
otherwise I'm gonna bamf us out of here without you.
He's going to try to break your grapple again.
Wait,
Or your grapple, yeah. He's going to
Oh.
try to break for you.
did he succeed on the calm
22.
emotions?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
So, I guess the grapple's in then, because that's kind of a hostile thing.
No. So I was grappled. I wasn't trying to be hostile. I was just holding him because it just makes his movement 0.
I feel
Right.
like I should say something.
So
Yes,
I was
okay.
grappled him, but then both of our emotions come.
Yeah, both of you
so
got called up.
it's like
It's
okay,
hard because we can't talk. So I'm not talking.
I'm going to leave this place.
we are too.
Much prefer if you would let me go or get me out immediately.
I will get you out immediately if you ask me a little bit nicer.
He looks at you, and with as mean of a face as he can give you while being a calm emotion, but it's kind of terrifying. Just,
Please.
but it's like hideously terrified at the same time.
Veronica,
Please.
we all want to get out of here.
I think we all need to hold hands, don't we?
You have to be within,
No,
10
within
feet.
10
Oh, okay.
Everybody gather around. Come
Where are
on.
you taking them to?
We're going to the top so we can tell those guards.
Yeah.
Or we could go all the way back. Forget the guards. I won't do
Whatever you want to do. It's your spell.
that. Nah, I don't want to leave the guards. Is that really good?
You can take it
How
back.
many? There's
Yeah.
5 of us.
Alright.
There's 6 of
There's
us.
six.
Okay, let him go.
We let him go, and then you do
Okay,
it.
stay here.
And we go to the top.
She casts teleport, which you guys have never traveled via this way except for the elves doing it, but no one in your party. And all of a sudden you all boom, appear. Sunlight immediately just like blinds you for a moment because you've been underground for over a day, and all of a sudden you guys are like, oh gosh! And the two dragonborns just, what? And they raise up their weapons. Like,
Oh,
No,
yeah.
just us.
And we got him back. He's good.
You're alive.
And so is
You
he.
sound surprised.
Where's my brother? I want to have a talk with him.
Oh, charms, you're right. I'll get that. in a minute, unless you really want to use one right now, but I'll get that in a minute. So, well,
He's
Are
better,
you-
I think.
is he
He's
okay?
He sounds like himself. He didn't sound like this when we fought him down there.
That's
Thoughts were normal too.
good.
And
He's still
also,
pretty
we got
rude.
the sword away. We have that away from him.
Where's my sword?
It's not yours anymore.
It's probably, you know what? Sword is probably lost. Probably not a big deal.
Yeah.
Let's all head back, shall we? Back to Naga.
Yeah.
You can see that the one that is not the big butch one is
No.
staying a little bit far away from Ifrit, just because he's an imposing figure. I
Yeah.
mean, he's bigger than all of you guys.
Should
So,
have put him in the hole.
Just throw everything in the hole.
Yeah.
Yorkian doll in the eye. And
Why?
everything.
I think we dumped the doll out, didn't we?
I don't think
Still
so.
in there.
No, it's on there.
Oh.
He's like, well, I'm amazed you all survived. This is the other guy.
Hercules, got it.
No, he's
Apparently
not.
we
He's
just
back in
kind of
town. This is the other guard, Arvarax.
Yeah, she
Oh.
put like a blanket.
Well,
over
I
it.
didn't think you guys would survive, so let's go back.
Do
We already
wanna
ate
go
breakfast,
back?
but
That's
How
okay.
does Iris look?
Iris looks very undead and corpse-like, but she acts normal. Your charms. Let me roll your guys' charms real quick.
Can we do something?
Day, you have
I think we just need
A
to cover her
tentacle.
for now.
Oh, again.
Let's see.
Just
a dragon,
blanket.
If you had dragon before,
I have my shimmering
double arrows
rose.
again,
I've gotten
I'll
that
just
3
put the hood
times.
up.
and an
Aw.
apple.
Sad
Veronica,
corpse.
you have star. Oops. A sun.
She's got it.
Oops, I rolled a bird. Where did that one? Where did that
what a
one?
goat. Should we get a goat?
Yeah, let's do that. And a bull.
Which one's
Star, sun, bird, and bull.
bird? You can fly, but
Is it the rock?
But it's small,
Oh, no,
right?
that was the token that you had.
yeah, you shrink a little bit. Sun, not entirely sure. Star, big explosion. Throw it at someone you don't like. And I don't remember the other one you just said already.
Bull, yeah.
I don't think you guys have gotten bull
Nope,
yet.
I don't remember bull.
Alright, so
Probably not.
is there anything else you guys want to do while you guys are awake out here, or
There-
as you
hey.
guys start traveling back? You guys do now, except for her. Notice that Iris looks not good.
Yeah.
Should we like
Was
find...
that one of your charm things? Do you know that did something?
Can I make an intelligence check to see if I remember?
Sure, make an intelligence check.
I'm really bad at these.
Because that was all of a sudden down there.
10 minus
pretty
1 is a
sad.
9. I
I
remember
mean, you weren't near Iris, and she all of a sudden did this.
I pulled a rainbow.
The rainbow is gone.
wait, what'd you say about a rainbow? You guys missed it. There was a double rainbow in the sky. Greatest thing I've ever seen.
Double rainbow.
All the way across the sky.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh Lord! Oh my God!
I wonder what it meant.
What does it mean?
Strange.
Can we go?
Yes.
They start
How
walking
long's
back.
it gonna take?
Well, we don't have to clear out the snow this time. The path
Yeah.
is still.
It'll take us about half a day's journey to get back without all of that snow in the way.
Veronica, can you do your message thing and let them know that, or Day? I know both of you guys are capable of doing that. Let them know that. What's Sorry, what are the two guys' names again?
Arvarax and
No, the brothers, the leader of the town.
The leader of the town is Gorgon.
Gorgon.
And you're with Ifrit.
Efreet. Can you send a message? One of you send a message to Gorgon and let him know that.
I can do it.
Just let him know that we, that we have his brother, that he's well, and that we're making our way back towards town.
Day here.
Yeah, I know what that was all about. I do not do sending that way.
We got a free. He all good now. Be back in about half a day. By the way, my name is Day.
The end.
Well, that's just fantastic! You got my brother coming? Oh, Lord, I'm gonna prepare a feast. This is gonna be great. Well, I can't wait to see you guys.
That's what you hear.
He's excited.
I'm excited for a
Alright.
feast.
You sure look it.
What kind of feast do you
You still
eat
feel alright, right?
now?
I don't know what.
Good. No,
You guys
no,
are so
just
worried about.
if we just had a big battle, just
Just
what's worried
like-
about you.
Did
Do you
you
really?
say that piece of your skin just kind of falls to the ground?
What's one of the guards' names? The bigger one?
Rascal's the bigger one. Arborax is
I'm
the
sure they won't
magical
have
one.
any magic.
No. Rascal.
Yeah,
Do you have any doctors in town?
kind of more of a witch doctor type
That
situation.
might be the kind we need.
Why, are you hurt?
No. But
Or you mean for her? I don't think that's fixable by
You
a witch doctor.
you don't think so? What do you
I
think?
don't know much about the devil folk, but I don't think that's normal.
I think she might have got like a cave sickness or something. I don't
Oh
know.
God.
Maybe.
Well, I
You
don't
don't
know much
fly.
about her personal,
Doesn't-
life, so I don't
doesn't
know
that
what it could
fella
be.
over there do all that fancy magic?
No.
Oh,
I've done
All right.
I've done enough.
Oh, before we get going, Ifrit,
You have.
that portal down there. What was that?
there's a connection to the fire plane.
Did you make that?
With some help from the other side. The sword told me to claw and dig my way through. That if I did,
Does that
I could fight and
look at what you need to
quench
cast
this
it?
It's
desire.
good before a battle too.
But the things
It's
that
better
came through
before
were
that.
no challenge at all.
And
So
you
I
need a
subdued
gem
them,
encrusted
made them
bowl.
follow me, but there wasn't a lot to do down there.
There was a guy that kept poking his head through. I can remember Stan, I think, was his name.
I don't think Stan
I
survived.
don't either.
Stan was terrible.
He was just a yes man.
I can't open this. I got it.
Strength
Well,
check.
I got a two,
okay,
but
well
I still got
that's
it.
closed. What are the other two? Avarax?
Rascal and Arborax.
Avarax. Rascal, you...
Ah!
no, sorry. Avarax,
What?
can you close the tunnel? There was...
We did that an hour ago when we left.
Never mind.
Did you want to go back?
Nope. Just wanted to make sure it was closed. Just a couple of no tracks. That's it.
That was a carryover of your perception check. I just didn't notice.
Nope.
So you guys are traveling back.
Yep.
Unless there's anything you guys want to do on the way while you're going.
Tell me what to
Alright.
do.
Do I have any books? I don't think I have any books.
Yeah, there's no- What are you doing?
Singing the witch doctor.
Oh.
Oh. I
Does
mean,
she
there's not-
feel any better?
I mean, you have
I
the
love
ones
singing.
that you can.
That would be so scary, a singing zombie.
Alright, so
Singing
you guys
is
head,
awful.
not knowing what time it was, it is about getting to be nightfall by the time you reach. You guys didn't know what time it was, you just knew it was daylight when you guys emerged. So as nightfall starts approaching, you see in the distance the large torches that surround the city of Naga. And as you get close, Ifrit just kind of starts barreling ahead towards the town.
This is either going to go really well or really bad.
I feel like we should watch.
Yeah, I'm going to head
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
No,
let's
I
just
think we
like
should watch.
The other two Dragonborn
We
are
can watch
watching
from
for
here.
it.
You're just like, He's excitable. Probably happy to be.
He's like a little
home.
too big to be that excitable. That's dangerous.
That's why I stayed out of his path.
Yeah.
I don't get into the scuffles like they do.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I wonder
Well,
if
yeah, we're
this
still just
apple
walking.
could help her.
What?
I don't know. Apple could, you know.
I think we should bury that.
Take off the apple?
What?
I was gonna say, I think we should bury that thing and forget it ever existed.
It
The
may
apple
have.
turns into an apple in your hand. It will provide you never-ending sustenance for the next 5 days if you need it. You can eat that apple and have sustenance for 5 days.
Try eating this. It might help.
Can you cut it up first?
I pull out his sword
Oh,
to cut up her
Have a
apple.
dexterity check.
honestly, she's already undead. She
No,
doesn't
I
need to
gave
leave
it
her
back.
hand. Oh no.
He's not cutting it in my hand. We set it on the
8.
ground. We set it on the ground.
Cut pieces and it falls apart, but then you notice the apple kind of. The pieces are on the ground, but then it just goes back into an apple.
Guess I gotta eat it whole, huh?
But there are
Go for it.
pieces on the ground you can pick up,
Oh.
but then it just kind of reformed where you had cut it.
Oh, well, then I can eat the rest of it.
And as you eat it, you can keep eating it, and eventually, as you look back, it kind of back out into an apple.
I'm going to keep this.
You still
Give her
look
one bite off the ground.
You eventually have a never-ending apple for 5 days.
Maybe we should go
I'm
find
just
that
going to keep
witch
like giving people
doctor.
pieces of apple.
We also need to contact our acquaintances. Scarlet.
Oh, I was like,
Wait.
Scarlet and
I just had a
Bracken.
thought.
yeah.
Are you staying with us?
Yeah.
Why?
For the same reasons as I do.
Because we can get this over
Nothing
with.
better to do.
I just
Yeah.
picture you like talking.
We get this over with.
I can't look at her when she talks. It's horrible. I mean, I'm sorry.
Maybe I'll go back to my monastery.
Officially, it's just gonna be a skeletal.
Iris out. I mean, I want Slazar gone as much as you do. I gotta get
Fair
home.
enough.
I'll give you that one back.
So,
Yeah, why did he do that? We should probably go before he comes to take that sword. He knows where
probably
we are.
going to come to try to take all of them now.
What does the sword do?
Yeah, I'm kind of scared to
No
see.
chance.
I have no. Oh.
No one's messed with it. They literally
Doesn't
I just
cut
held
out.
on
cut
to
an
it.
apple with it. It's just been sitting
I felt like it'd be bad
Can
to
you cut apples?
use 2 of them.
sword made of ruby.
Anyone need a sword?
I mean, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, you can try it.
Yeah. So I'll hold on to it. As we're walking, I'll focus on it.
So you focus on it, but you don't seem to be able to attune to it like you did the other thing. You're not sure why, but you swing it and it's like a nice sword, but as you're not getting that connection like you got with the other thing, as you have your
Yeah.
hammer with you too.
Who all has what?
Maybe it was that other fellow that was traveling with us for a bit.
What do you have?
Turtle?
Bo.
Dwight.
Dwight?
Yeah, that fella.
Yeah.
He was a sword
Well,
guy.
have you tried using the sword at all? For real? Or
I'm not really a sword guy.
you're not really like any.
I'm more of a fire guy.
Fire
I set things on fire.
Didn't
You
you,
did
see
notice
that guy
he
open
shot
a plane?
giant flames out of this sword. When he was doing this, a giant
Yeah,
beam of flame came out when he used it.
he said
But
he
I also
used it to open a
don't know
plane.
if I should attune to 2 of these magical corrupting weapons at a time.
You
Well,
want
Plus, I think I have too many things.
You're over encumbered.
Hang on. So I have the bracelet, the bow.
And now the
Thought I had
sword.
something else.
I don't think you have a cloak or anything, do you? You have a beard, but that's not.
Yeah,
attuned.
I have a beard.
Well,
I
I love that you
I
had
guess
a
strength
beard
is
this
better
whole
than
time.
it is.
here.
I'll start focusing on it.
Okay. As you keep walking as well, you don't feel that connection to it. You're kind of playing with it too, and it seems like a good sword, but
I don't
you
know.
don't feel that bond happening like it did with the bow and arrow when you started. It doesn't seem to.
Doesn't really seem to spark a fire in me.
Wait. We're sure Afreet was Afreet, right?
What do you mean?
Not like still attuned to that thing.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
don't know how it actually works.
he changed
What was
in
the thing-
size. He got smaller.
what was the thing we
Just
took
like
away
it was with
from
the
I mean, he seemed like it was.
Wezig?
The staff.
Which is currently armor on you because you made it into armor, so you're just wearing it right now.
So we know they can still be alive, and we can still use the abilities.
The bow was also from Queen Urine.
Queen Urine.
Well, I know that
PP.
Ruby doesn't have anything, does she?
Who?
Or not Ruby.
Scarlet?
Scarlet. She carries a sword.
Do you
That is-
want to give her the?
I don't want to, but if
I feel like
story is what it is, based on what she told me, is that she's in the same boat we are.
they've helped us out on multiple occasions.
Well, I think if we do that, you should give it to her 'cause it'd be really funny.
Yes.
It's a
So,
good
Presented
way
in
to
a kneeling
It's a
fashion.
good way to make peace.
so wait, there's
Yeah.
7
Really good.
relics,
Okay,
right?
here.
We know what they all 7 are now.
We need to. Yeah, we need to.
The only one we don't have is the Krakens.
Well,
Meaning Slazar is either going to go after him or us.
we need to contact them. You want to contact Scarlet?
Prefer the Kraken.
By the way, you still have the bracelet of sending.
Oh yes.
So even though you
I
didn't
can
prepare
send.
sending, you have that you can send up to like 3 people or something. Just so you don't forget, you have that.
I can just send a message to both of them at the same time. That works.
That might
Works.
be good.
Yeah.
I would tell them that we have 6 of the relics now, that the Kraken might be in danger.
Okay.
Well, we don't know danger per se, but we just need to collaborate.
If I were to think like a evil villain,
Are you the evil villain?
I'm gonna go use the restroom, I guess.
do I look like an evil villain?
Yes.
Little
I look glorious.
You
You've
do.
had-
Those
you've
robes
had
are
your
nice.
moments, though. I will say.
Do you still have the top hat, don't you?
Or
no,
the
you-
top
you-
hat
it
was the
the
purple
cloak,
robes.
yeah. That's right. You still look pretty snazzy yourself, don't you?
I feel like I took it off.
we took it off before the battle,
Yeah, before the battle 'cause it was hot.
but I put it back
It's
on.
in my
on the way
bag.
up.
Well, they probably have it on if it's cold out here.
Yeah.
I'm still in my baby blue.
Are we taking a
Shirt in my-
slight intermission?
I think
while-
we
Madam.
can. I need to go to the bathroom anyway.
Well, thank you, BF0 Zone. No idea how to say that. Buffo Zone for the follow.
Awesome.
Oh, wait.
Buffo zone.
I guess I should
BF
say it
Zone.
into this.
Or is it best friends?
Thank you,
It's
best friend
Zone.
Ozone, for the follow.
Best friend of the ozone.
Best friend of the ozone.
You are a true hero in
None of
today's
those
world.
things.
And I'm sorry if I lost your
Okay, we're
follow
taking
all
a
of a
very
sudden.
slight.
We're like, God, they're
But we
annoyed.
appreciate it.
Yeah, if you're taking an intermission or break,
Yeah.
Super
It's fine.
quick break.
We'll be right back after these messages from our no sponsors.
Hey, is anybody getting
So
out?
here's the weather
Yeah,
I just-
for California.
We're not in
Just want 3
California.
pieces of pizza Hut.
Exactly.
You want it or are we in the fridge? 3 pieces of veggie
That-
pizza.
I'm good.
Oh, God.
You want your kombucha, Emma?
Yes, please.
Philip, do you want your ginger beer?
I didn't know I had one, but yeah, it sounds fantastic.
So, while everybody's gone, I will just give recaps on who we are, who the characters are, what the campaign is even anything about. We are travelers that were sent. Don't book. We are travelers that were teleported to the land of Archaea. Can you grab the map actually? And I'll hold it up so they can see.
Might need a,
Does anyone talk to you? Just do a follow.
we just got a follower.
Yeah.
That's it.
But if they we were teleported to the land of Archaea, this beautiful place here. And we were from, essentially it's like multiple universes. I'm from literally this universe, but was teleported into the world of D&D.
I can go through each person. So
That's Emily.
say who you
Yeah.
were and who you are now in the campaign. Where you came from.
Yeah. Well, I was Penny from England, but then she died. So now I'm Penny from Archaea, who hasn't died yet.
But
I'm
Penny,
Emily.
like 1800s
Right.
London.
Yeah.
like.
And she was in the
1800s.
circus, and
Yeah.
she was fun, but died. So
I'm Day,
then you go
based
back.
loosely off of James from Pokemon, which that should tell you all you need to know. Whoop!
Oh, is it on me now?
It's on you now.
I'm Iris. Originally, I was a hobbit from the Shire and died. And came back now as just Iris from this realm who is a monk.
Let it be
And a
known
tiefling.
that Day may have been the reason for
Yeah,
her
we don't
immediate
know.
and
I mean-
sudden death.
In
And
game, no
undead.
one knows how.
And
And
her-
undeath.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm Laura. I was Veronica Mars from the show Veronica Mars. And now I'm Veronica Mars from this realm that is a more powerful wizard. More skilled, I guess.
And
And by the way, my character knows who all these things are in my world, so it was very I was playing it very weirdly. Okay, I know who all these things are, what these people are, but none of them thought they were fictionals, like Pokemon and Veronica Mars. So I knew what they were, and it was just really weird. It was just kind of a fun way to play it.
And
So.
do you want to give an update on your two characters?
I have a lot of characters.
You have two that we know who they are.
The
Nuts.
guy who calls himself the Kraken, who they recently found out is King David from the Bible. And there's someone who calls herself Scarlet, who they found out is actually Mulan, who has been brought over as well.
Oh no.
So those are their acquaintances that they're sometimes happy with, sometimes on bad terms with. They're not real sure about them.
By the way, this microphone's like triple the size I thought it would be. Like,
It's a
this
big-
thing is big.
I know. It's huge. I feel like we're on the radio.
I know.
That's why we have to talk in our radio voice.
This is my radio voice.
Thank you, Lewis, for that update. Now back to Laura for the sports.
So,
I know nothing
after
about
all of that talking and everything, you guys now approach the outer gates of Naga. And as you enter the town,
There's a fountain running.
there's a fountain running, but it's just where the
Actually,
guards
just-
peeing.
Oh wait, wasn't she going to use message to both of them?
Oh, yes.
If you want to, you guys are now up to the town. If you want to do it now, you can, or whatever you want to
We
do.
can, I mean, do we need to figure out, where we're going next? So we can tell them where to meet us and stuff like that?
We kind of need to. Is our next game plan go after the Kraken?
As you're approaching the town, the two guards go, "You mate, you guys are back. King Gorgon has some fancy visitors, and he told me to send all of you guys immediately to the fighting dome
What?
in the center of town.
Fancy
Why?
visitors.
I don't think it's for fighting. There's a lot of food and fancy people
good.
like elves and crap. But
That sounds like my.
we were just told when you made it to send you to the
It
dome.
doesn't matter.
I head to the dome.
At all.
Okay.
Sounds like my time of
Dave starts
soiree.
walking
Wait,
towards the middle of town.
Why
to
are
the
the
dome.
elves here?
I
I
don't
know.
know. I just guard the door.
This seems weird.
They kind of poofed in, and King Gorgon told me to tell you guys when you got here to go to the dome.
I'm a little worried.
Day has walked off.
I think the fancy folks are our family.
Our friends?
I
Our
hope.
friends.
Possibly
Maybe,
the-
but I'm kind of expecting our not friend in a hood to show up.
It's true. We can,
Uh-huh.
I think we go in expecting that. Weapons drawn.
Yeah,
I
probably
ain't
not too weird.
I can go
so that's
first.
Fine.
Yeah.
You should go.
I'm
Yes, you look a little creepy.
No,
That's what everyone keeps saying, so maybe
Hello, everybody.
I'm dead.
And I'm Day.
You want to try?
I like this.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, so are you, the rest of you, heading towards the dome now? Because Day is a bit ahead of you guys.
That's pretty good.
We were gonna walk. Sorry.
I don't know if you guys do that or if you're going somewhere else.
Or
and it's a
cheers.
dome.
Sorry, we were taking like a cheers break. Follow. To
I'll
follow.
follow too, but very cautiously.
Okay. I assume you guys go.
Yeah, we're going.
So Day, you reach there first, and you get there, and the Dragonborn's up there, like, oh, and they kind of open the door for you. As you enter this chamber that you've been to once before, and it was ruckus, there were tons of people around seated, and the ring, you know, you saw two of your friends fight or whatever. As you start to enter, there's no one up in the crowded area, and you see a couple individuals down on this platform area
I think I'm down on the. Oh yeah.
that are
Sorry, Race.
seated at what looks to be a long table. Make a perception check as you're entering to see if you recognize.
Natural 20.
Okay, you recognize a good amount of them. You see King Gorgon is there, as well as Ifrit, who you guys had just recently ran past you guys. Queen Jade of the Elves is there. Queen Yurn of the Humans is there. Lord Crumsuck, the Dwarf, is there. And the large Goliath that you guys had seen roaming through the town when you first got to Naga. You didn't interact with him or anything, but you saw him wearing these spurs and spikes on his shoulders. He is also up at the table, seated there as you enter. There are some guards standing around in random places of the Dragonborn, but there are not any other people in this entire arena. If you want to.
I'm going to
I don't got figures for all these people, but
I'm gonna wait for my support group to show up before going further.
okay. So you kind of stop and wait, and eventually the rest of you kind of catch up, coming in kind of ready with your weapons, and then you see Day just kind of standing there looking down upon this view of this big long table on the fighting ground with familiar faces seated at it.
It seems to be most of the current leaders of the towns we've been to, minus King Yokon.
So
That
they
I know
just knew what we did and came here?
I haven't gone up and asked. It seemed a little suspicious.
Yeah,
Why
it
would
seems
they?
super
At
suspicious
this
to me.
point, you hear Gorgon.
Oh, look, they made it! Come on down and get some food!
And he's
Less
waving his
suspicious.
hands like, come on down!
Nobody's ever liked us this much. I don't really want to go down.
Lord Crumsuck really
I don't
liked
think they
me.
can hear me.
And he just belts out as loud as possible,
I think we
just
should go.
telling you guys
Do we,
to
do we go down?
Coming.
there?
I
Alright.
start
After
going.
that.
We'll start making our way that way.
All right, so you guys go all the way down the stadium and then up onto the fighting arena area. You see all these people seated at the table. They kind of acknowledge you and say, and he's like,
Well, this is fantastic. You brought my brother back to me. We got all this food. Come on, eat up. This is a celebration.
and Queen Jade kind of says, eat some food, but we do have much to discuss. But get your fill. I hear you guys were very successful.
Yeah. Were you able to contact them?
We haven't done it yet.
You haven't done it yet?
Well, we may want to hear what they all have
We
to
were trying to figure out
say
what
here.
Okay. Alright. So
I dig in.
sit down.
Okay.
Can I
As you
look
guys
around?
are
Can I
doing-
look around the room first before?
Make a perception check.
Was it just meat again?
It is mostly meat.
Also,
20?
how
Not
tasty
natural.
was the apple? Just
It was an amazing for an apple. I mean, it didn't taste like anything else, but it was amazing for an apple.
all right. I eat some of that with my dinner.
You see about probably a half a dozen other Dragonborn guards just at random exit points of this place. They don't seem to, they have regular weapons like they have them there or whatever, but they don't seem to be making any advances. They're kind of watching out the doors and kind of in.
I'm just I was looking to
But
see if
you
there's
don't
anything in the
see-
shadows or anything.
You don't
like
see anyone else in the room other than people that are.
that. And I would
I'm
definitely
shaken.
look up at some
Yep.
point to make sure like
You
that
see the top of the
that
dome up there.
Stinky Slazar likes to fly.
There's no one within your view that you see. Queen Jade kind of notices you look around. Don't worry, I've put measures into effect that no one that should not be here is within these walls.
Okay.
Now, how did it go down there?
Great.
Well,
I heard his story, but
What was his version of the story? I'm
you
curious.
fought admirably
Uh-huh.
and stole his weapon. Then you teleported him to the top and came back home. That's
Steal is a
plus or minus.
strong word.
He was able to, yeah, there was a portal and
Yeah.
lots of different stuff that came along with it too.
I guess the only thing we have concerns about is this one right here.
What happened to you?
She says she's fine.
I don't know what everyone is going on
Lord
about.
Crumbs kind of walks up and looks at you and goes, "Whoa! She's dead!"
But I'm here.
Sure.
Yeah, something happened.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what happened. In the middle of the fight,
Yeah, it sort of just happened.
turned undead.
Well, that sucks. I can't do anything about that.
Can anyone?
He probably can, but
No, he really can.
or someone like him.
So we need to find a
Looks
better
around, she's like,
day.
We don't have any clerics in here.
Maybe if we kill Day, the update will be better.
Wish we could have said the same about you.
Huh.
Well,
So on a shoot.
Veronica is no longer the Veronica that we knew. She's back to her normal self for what would be here.
Technically.
I don't know what that means.
So many voices.
You're not you, but you are you.
I'm me. I'm from here though, not wherever they're from.
It has something to do with these, and I'll point to mine. And
That's a fancy bracelet.
Thank
me
you.
and him are the only ones that have these left because
No
we're the only
besties.
ones that have not died out of this group.
Well, I can tell she died.
That's true.
I guess. I don't know.
We're
Technically, it's this.
I gotta be honest, it's kind of messing up my stomach watching her eat.
it's like
I'm just dripping down.
I don't really like it much.
you're a
Oh,
big tough
fix
guy, I'm
her.
sure.
I mean, I can
I'm a
handle it,
fixer.
but it looks freaky.
What happens if I do cast Greater Restoration on her?
Do you want to cast Greater Restoration?
I kind of want to cast Greater.
Okay. As you cast Greater Restoration on her, starts to heal back over, and the condition is undone.
that whole time.
You are no longer undead.
Yay!
Hey, you're back.
In all fairness, when we
I
first
mean, I
talked
feel
about
the
this, I
same,
couldn't.
but I
That's true.
can't
No,
put my
your spell
hand
slots
through my
don't get you.
mouth anymore.
Yeah,
Then we were teleported, and
Day the cleric.
He did it.
Andrew the
A
cleric.
day, a day late.
So as you do that, you again, you don't really know what happened. You thought it was weird that a piece of your skin fell off.
But like, so, yeah.
It's cool that
Do
it's
they-
back now. That's cool.
Does everyone know that that's my flaw?
I do.
Yeah.
Because I was right by her when in that very first battle.
I mean, they don't know this as far as flaws in the game, but
Yeah.
they have gathered that you can't really tell zombies from humans.
Virgin.
But
Yep.
they just think that's
They're
weird.
just people like us.
Let's dig in.
I think we already have been eating.
Yeah.
But now she can actually.
So Queen Jane kind of speaks
Digging
up and
with her
says,
face falling off.
or no, sorry, Queen Urn, the human, says, I went home briefly. I was teleported back home to Harkon, and the conditions around Arkia are much worse than I knew. The inner part of the city is still standing, but the majority of, of Voltaire is destroyed. They've shot out and kept out the incoming incursion, but more come on random days. More dolls seem to approach the city. They kill what they can and keep the people inside safe, but many are lost. We reached out to our friends in Harkon, but after sending some spies there, have learned that an attack came not from the outside, but from within the castle itself. The refugees we had sent from Voltaire, or my husband had sent from Voltaire, were taken into the city, into the castle for safety, but they were the first to die as a massive Archean army stormed from outside of the castle, seemingly out of nowhere, and started killing. Apparently, Lord Yokon is in league with this. He commands an army of Archean dolls, and most of the capital has been lost. We also found out that both Pengalio and Mashrit were hit by a force that came by sea. This was before that. Grimhaus helped lead that, and I'm sorry to say I was there for much of it. The halflings were also in league with Lord Yokon and Slazar, the two leaders, Lady Hilda and... You guys never met them. Sorry, didn't have them off the top of my head. Lady Hilda and Sir Sid. They used their dolls. They destroyed much of Pengalio and Mashrit, and the remaining gnomes and halflings that were there have fled and are in hiding. You guys are aware, and Queen Jaden, you're aware of the attack that went on in Ja'al, as well as I believe King Gorgon has told you that small bits tried to attack both here and Titanus, but those attacks were staved off. As of yet, there seems to be no contact as far as Archean dolls attacking Lochnar in the swamp. It's only a matter of time before I'm sure they're hit as well. The number of dolls in existence is much more than it should be, according to Lord Crumbsuck. Just some voices of this exchange. He said, yes, well, Grimhaus would always give me a book of all of the dolls and where they're going and their numbers, and I kept very good notes. And he holds up a book, he goes, very good notes. I knew I could look up any doll number, where it went, who it was bought by, any defects that ever happened were all noted. But upon returning to Trinol, when we investigated and found Grimhaus's office, I found this, and he holds up another book that looks identical to the one he has. It says, apparently I had been fed false information. There's about 10 times the amount of Archean doll, he throws it down, in existence than I thought. This puts the number somewhere around 1 million or more. Now, those dolls still are not all in Archaea, I don't think, because the numbers that are attacking towns are just in the low thousands, so I'm not sure where this big force is, but wherever it is, it's very problematic.
Could it be on the mainland?
Well, this is why we were going to ask you. You guys have been on a very unique journey, and I don't know that anyone else has the information you guys have, but if you had any information on where other dolls could be hiding, we'd be happy to know.
There's only one place we
At
haven't
this
been.
moment, make a history check, Veronica.
15.
You, all of a sudden, as they're talking about this, remember long ago on some of the trips your dad would tell you about, the ones that you didn't go on, that he would take large numbers of Archean dolls and he was transporting them to some island.
Better
Just as cargo. You don't know. He just would mention that sometimes he would have to go and pick up large amounts of these dolls from Trinol Harbor and take them to an island.
Okay, so I relay that.
So we have a map, don't we?
Omicron Island?
Sure.
Yeah.
You do have a map.
So I was just gonna say, there's only one place that we haven't been. And whenever we tried sending a message to, or
We know there's the
we heard
barrier
the
surrounding Omicron Island.
You know, Scarlet went and checked it out. She couldn't get rid of the barrier herself because Slazar had said that he thought your guys' loved ones were being held there, and he wanted to try to get in there. He thought that the weapons could help with that, but that's why he said he wanted to collect the weapons and keep them all together.
What can you tell us of Slazar? Because from what it seems is that he's orchestrating a lot of this stuff. But who is he?
Every time we go to look up this Slazar character, all the records seem to just not be there. Almost as if history itself has been erased or changed. All we can gather is that the last time this Archean legend came to pass, Slazar was one of them.
One of the 7.
One of the 7. And that name was mentioned, but I have no idea why he would still be alive or where all of the records went. When you go to read back, it's just not there. We've checked all of the libraries and it just isn't there.
But the sacrifice, whatever that is, that happened to stop it, correct? From this previous Archean legend. It's cyclical. It keeps going.
When it happened, apparently Archaea returned to peace. This was before this island was settled by any of us, by any of these races.
Yeah.
As far as I know, when it took place last, the only inhabitants of this island were the original Archaeans.
Yeah.
How much do you guys know about Slazar?
Know that he wears glasses.
Yeah.
What?
That's helpful.
He does?
Yeah.
Someone paid attention in class.
Wait,
He's probably the only one.
when did you...
Well, when I was chained, I couldn't really turn my head much, and I was just sitting there kind of staring at him through that
Yeah.
big
Last time
barrier.
you could see it, or so.
Where do you go to
I didn't
Dimensions?
see him there.
What color was his
You've
hair? I
seen
can't
him
remember.
go with his hood
I think
on.
it was brown.
Brown.
I don't think you described him as that.
Oh, no, I remember the glasses. 'Cause I remember I told you I pictured Eisen after.
Did he look familiar at all to me?
Like Gary Potter.
Like, because all I was picturing
So-
in my head was Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory.
So we know he is a very powerful magic user,
Mm-hmm. You're stupid.
and
And he lived among the Archeans
That'd be so great.
I still say that to my brothers.
thousands of years ago.
he did live among the
Peacefully.
Archeans thousands of years ago. We know he has at least probably several hideouts across the land.
Do you know where these hideouts are?
One of them, I'm pretty sure, is actually in Harkon itself.
Well, that would explain how the army came out of nowhere if he's got a hideout somewhere.
But I couldn't tell you where.
I think Omicron Island is the place that is where everything is.
He told us that he believed the companions that came with us, were being held on Omicron Island.
He told you this?
What did he?
I don't remember if he
you
told
met-
us or if the Kraken and Scarlet told
There's
us.
3 people that have met him. They are in this room, correct? No, you didn't meet. These two have been met face to face.
Wait, I didn't.
I didn't
Yeah.
meet him. Did I?
Just me.
He stole a book.
The only one who's had a conversation is Day.
But we don't know that.
No.
No.
I don't know that he's
Nope.
really said
No.
that.
I succeeded in my
Oh,
deception
never mind.
check that day.
Right. I mean, I think you briefly heard something from him, or was it? No, it was from the Kraken, right? You heard
Yeah,
stuff.
I took the
People
Kraken.
working with them. We've
Who is this Kraken? And
You know, we've never actually asked his name.
it's David.
It is?
Yeah, it's
Ah,
Yeah.
I remember that now.
He's
Is he working with with Slazar?
It's complicated. He appears to be working with him, but at the same time, he's saved us on multiple occasions.
I think they know that he's not who they should be.
I don't think they trust him too much anymore.
You're saying all this, Queen. Is the Kraken a big fellow?
Yes.
Pretty boisterous and loud.
You
He
know,
was riding a rhino.
Travels
for a
with
while.
a redhead.
Yes.
you know him.
I believe he's in Voltaire currently, being treated.
Treated?
For
I'm not sure the details, but I'm pretty sure my husband mentioned that they appeared and needed immediate medical attention and were being treated.
Can we
That
get
would-
them here?
I think I know why.
If we can teleport, if
He
you
had
have
the last
if you
relic.
have people that can teleport them, they have the final relics. We have them. He's the last one, and him and Scarlet are the last two pieces
Guy
of this
mentioned a
puzzle.
very good point there.
I feel like they may no longer have the relic.
It's
If
true.
They were beaten up.
But Slazar gave you that one back. Why?
To help us get the last relic for him. I want to send a message to the Kraken and be like, do you still have the relic?
Is that what you're saying? You get a message back. What? Yeah, I still have the relic. We kind of confronted him. Things didn't go well. I lost control of myself and injured Scarlet pretty badly.
Probably
We're healing
25.
now. It's probably around 25.
So, I just talked to the Kraken real fast. He does still have his relic, but they tried fighting Slazar, and it seemed the relic took control of the Kraken. But he apparently is back to himself and still has the relic,
The relic took control of them?
like we've seen times before. But I feel like we should.
How would that be? Because it says that the relics can't affect us that same way, right?
Only
Or
people
did-
of the
or-
legend.
Well,
We don't know if he's one of the legend.
he's not from here, right? No, I'm just saying.
We've
I'm
met.
just saying. I've been taken control of, and I was attacking the crap out of you. Remember?
I believe that was the snakes.
And then you got taken over, and were trying to stab me like crazy.
That didn't go so well.
No, I'm just saying. So it could have been something like that. But I think, yeah, I mean, we should be wary of these relics too. But it could have been just he was taking control over. You guys have seen how easy it is for me, my brain to get muddled.
Am I to understand you believe the Kraken and the Scarlet are the other people of this legend?
Correct. We could use them here.
Well, what about Dwight?
From the last we contacted him, he seemed out of it. He seemed like he was done. I don't know if.
But
it
he
was-
may have been one of the legend. We don't.
Who's Dwight?
He was He was a fighter that was with us for a little bit.
Where did you last see him?
He was in a monastery in Harkon. Very temple.
Temple of Voltaire, right?
No, it wasn't Harkon.
Was
Harkon.
it Harkon?
He was very adamant to.
If he was in Harkon, I hope he escaped. There's
He
not many left alive there.
he doesn't go down too easily.
Could send
He
him a
was
message.
one of us for a while.
I think we need Scarlet, and we want to
Wait,
get home.
7.
That's what this is all
By the
about
way,
too.
your father says hello. He's doing just fine.
Okay,
I left them in good hands.
thank you.
That bear eats a lot of food, but
The
It's
bear's
very
still
pleasant.
there.
he's very friendly. Never seen one wear shorts before, but strange things happen every day.
It's a video game. I know it's weird.
Just looks at you weirdly.
He says really weird things.
I know.
We just learned to ignore it.
Yeah.
I've seen some animals wear pants before. We call them Pokemon though.
We also ignore him.
All the time.
I think these guys got hit one too many times in the noggin.
They did.
Yeah.
Maybe you should
All
hit
I
it
want to
again.
know is who are we fighting and who are we beating up? And when?
Slazar. As soon as possible.
What do we? What do you know of the Arcane Legend? What is our next step? Olin is the one that was able to tell us more information about this.
Have you had any contact with
Did
him
he get out
recently?
of Voltaire?
We've contacted Olin, but he was able to deceive us. We met him in person one time, a couple times, but Slazar's been using him. His appearance.
I think it was the letter. That
The letter, but we
he
also met
deceived-
him in person in Voltaire.
You're not sure.
But we assumed that the Olin we met in Voltaire was when he was actually in the Feywild, when the real Olin was in the Feywild.
Yeah, as far as you know your timeline on him, you're not
Yeah.
exactly sure. You know you probably met him and that one of the letters was from him, but then you think one of the times you encountered it wasn't him and one of the letters wasn't him, but you're not exactly sure
Veronica,
what was
or
which.
will one of you be able to send and ask Olin to come here? Or any of you? if
Here's
you-
what we're working with right now. I have a full army at Sha'al ready for battle. We have the Dragonborn and Goliath armies who are always ready to fight. There is very limited people in Voltaire. They're basically protecting the townspeople they can and fighting what comes at them. We have no reliance on any halflings or gnomes that we know of at this time, as they're in hiding. We've tried to contact the half-orcs of Lochnar, but they seem not to want to get involved, as nothing has happened to them. They don't seem to care. So as of now, they seem to be staying out of this. We want to put an end to this. We want to put an end to this uprising, and we're willing to do what we can, but I don't think, according to this legend, we can do whatever the final step is. So that part, unfortunately, falls on you.
I think that's what we need to know.
If you have any other allies you know of that could aid you or us in this,
So I feel like we need to meet up with the Kraken.
The Kraken, Scarlet.
Then we would have all 7 at that moment.
Yes.
So are we going to Voltaire?
I believe so.
We know the path that leads us back towards. We could either have gone to.
Voltaire is very
I feel like
dangerous
that is
at
the
this
one city we,
time.
yeah.
But
When we went there, we had a passageway that led us out when it was originally attacked.
Queen Voltaire's like, yes, I'm aware of that. But
So-
to get to that area,
Well, if we teleport there, we have the
why
ability.
not just teleport to wherever you're planning on going afterwards?
There's a barrier.
Well, because we need the Kraken, and we
We
were
need those
hoping
individuals.
once all the 7 relics are together,
What if
something will
instead
happen.
of going to Voltaire to get them, we try to meet them somewhere?
Yeah.
We could
That's what I
meet
was
them.
thinking.
Hey, did you guys bring Krusty?
No, he's back in Jal.
Is he,
He had a
doing
boat.
alright?
He's doing wonderful.
That's
Okay,
great.
good.
Did you happen to meet
We also took in some. We also took in some dwarven refugees.
I feel like nut and
There's
crusty
a
old-
fellow named Nut who
Give
wouldn't
you
shut
friend.
up about you guys.
Good.
Was he sober? How was he doing?
He was sober,
Was.
not anymore.
Did
But
he have some gold, some emeralds
well,
that he used?
he's happy.
he did have a lot of gems to trade, so he
Did we give
you
him
getting
give
quite
him
drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, why did we give him gems?
He was my friend.
Nick just gives.
I gave him a
gifts
gem
and
worth
gifts.
100 gold.
He was my friend.
In about 3 days, we will be able to
Yeah, we
amass
can
our
find
forces to wherever we need them to be.
Yeah,
We're
put that
getting
out.
together all of our weapons and supplies that we can, and having people start to move. Some of us can go through portals and whatnot, but not all of the army. So, if you truly believe that Omicron Island is where you need to go, hopefully this theory of the weapons getting rid of the barrier is true. However, if there is a mass of Archean dolls there, you will be very outnumbered. Which is why...
Haven't
we
you
have
met Basher and Crash? Sorry.
And Gorgon's like,
Tell him the plan. Tell him the sneaky plan.
we've come up with a magical item. Old Man Jenkins actually came up with it. We were going to bring him here, but he tires easily, takes a long time to get places. Have you met him?
Oh,
He
yeah.
was
yes.
fantastic.
For an extended period.
He got me out of bondage.
He's a very powerful practitioner of the arcane.
Oh.
Very well respected, but
There
Arcane
was a joke in
bondage.
there somewhere, but I missed it.
he wanted me to give this to you, and she takes out this, what looks to be a cloth. Similar to your black hole cloth, but it's red.
I feel like we could have
She
made
says-
better use of that hole.
When laid out on the ground and activated, this will become a teleportation circle. Once it is active, I can teleport large numbers of people through it, an army over time. So, if you were to get on this island and encounter a bad problem, you need to activate this. Once it's active, we'll know. We can send aid immediately.
I like the way you think.
Okay.
We've
So-
had volunteers from Naga and Oceans towards the Goliath, who hasn't said anything this whole time, he's just standing there. Chief Torbuth has also offered his assistance in this, in that the second it's activated, you will have 2 armies at your disposal to clear a path. If that's what's needed. The rest of our forces are going to focus on protecting whatever people are here and eradicating the Archean dolls from Archaea itself. Unless you guys have another plan. We have 3 days before all of this is ready. Whatever allies you need, whatever people you may know around this place or elsewhere, contact them. Get as much help as you possibly can.
We met a turtle.
It's pronounced Tortle.
The one back in Jaw.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Did he go to Jaw with us?
Mm-hmm.
No. He would.
He didn't end up going to Naga, but he went to...
He would be useful if we could have him with us.
If there's anyone else you've met in your travels that
Caesar.
you think might help.
Julius.
My son Julius?
Yeah, Caesar would be.
Well, if he wants to fight, I'd be happy to have him at my side, but he's not so big on the punching and the hitting.
He's a very good fighter.
I bet he could get control of you.
We need all the help we can get.
I'm all for my son helping out if he's willing.
I got me a whole army waiting just over yonder in them mountains as Chief Torbuth for the first time speaks up. I got Goliaths galore. They're all up there. They're just waiting to pummel something. And this
Chief
darn
was a
tournament's gonna get in the way. We're not even gonna be able to have it because you guys got all these Archean dolls. So if I don't get to hit some, they're gonna be very angry.
I just figured this massive.
Yep, he's this huge
Hey,
Goliath who's just a hillbilly.
Yeah, there we go.
I love it.
So much.
That's good.
I'm also ready to take on anything. May I have my sword back?
No.
Kind of looks over at you who have the sword. He's like,
Now, we talked about this. I don't think you should use that sword. I'll give you any other weapon you want here, and we'll go
Lord
beat the
Crumbsack.
crap out of these things.
Lord Crumbsack.
Yes!
That sword you gave to me that I returned to you for protection.
Right here.
Can you give it to? Are you planning on joining the battle?
Well, why not?
after all, I feel a little responsible for this. I mean, I didn't really do all of these
You're
crazy
magical,
things,
though, aren't
but-
you?
Yeah, but I can wield a blade.
Are you planning on wielding more magic or more blade?
I was planning on wielding magic through the blade, actually.
I didn't know.
We got plenty of weapons here. Tons of them.
We also can provide whatever weapons we have available.
Well, thank you, please.
So, over the next 3 days, we're each going to return to our armies and start to collect our forces. If you need to be in contact, I believe you have means of sending word to people. But gather as many allies as you can, plan what you can, and let us know what you need from us. Because in 3 days, we set out.
What do you guys think? Should we have them send the Kraken and Scarlet to us, or should we go to them? Because we might be able to offer Voltaire some aid and protect some of the people in the meantime.
I think we might be doing them more of a favor by trying to solve this bigger problem.
Yes, I agree.
However, we need to meet up with the
Because
Kraken
We-
first
no.
thing.
That's
That
what
he
we need
has
to
the
do,
last
is we-
relic.
Not go to Vol.
We need to meet up with the Kraken.
We need
Somehow,
the Kraken and Scarlet.
some way.
Are we going to bring them here, or do we want
Yes.
to go to Voltaire so
Bring
that
them.
way we can?
They're
Okay.
injured
That's
though
all
at the
I'm asking.
moment, so
Scarlet's injured.
We can heal her here.
it's like a 3-day journey, if not
The
longer.
question.
I believe within 3 days they should be more than healed, but I'm not sure what their current progress is.
If they're capable of traveling, it'd be better if they met us somewhere.
Yeah, I don't want to go march in Voltaire.
Can you contact your husband and have
I
him?
have someone do that.
Can you have them send those two here
Once they're healed and ready, or right away.
right away?
Do we involve
I'll see what we can do.
Kings
For now, do what you need to do.
and the like?
Hang out, eat, enjoy, prepare yourselves. I don't envy the job you have, but I'm not real fond of the one we have either.
Thank you.
And the rest of them continue to eat food.
The
and
Goliath
such.
chief some more?
You want to go talk to him? What do you want to say to
No, I
him?
don't know what to say. I just want to hear him talk.
Go talk to him if you'd like. He's just shoveling his face full of food.
Do I know about where Goliaths live? Just in the mountains?
Heard they're from Titanus. You've never been there at all.
Okay, I'll just go talk to her. What's his name?
Ask him.
Hi, I'm sorry, what was your name again?
My name's Chief Torbooth.
Torbooth?
Yeah,
I've heard so much about Titanus.
really?
Yeah, could you tell me more? I've heard just a little. My father worked in, he was an armor smith, swordsmith.
In Titanus? I
No,
don't
on
believe
the
I ever heard
mainland.
of a little person like you in Titanus.
That little, we're tall for humans.
We short for Goliaths.
Well, that's true. But
Like, I feel like I could pick you up with one hand without much of a scuffle.
that's probably also true.
Alright.
Point is,
Did you want to come over to the fighting tournament?
I don't know if I'd be very good in your tournament.
I don't think you would be.
Then why are you asking?
Well, you seemed interested.
No, I was just interested in your culture.
We like to hit things.
Yeah?
We like to drink moonshine.
Mm.
And we like to eat whatever comes into our camp.
Whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
We've eaten harpies. We've eaten dwarves.
Oh.
We've eaten all sorts of stuff if it comes up in there and starts attacking us.
what does a dwarf taste like?
Well, they're kind of chewy once you get past the hair, though.
is Lord
you pick it
Crumbsuck
out.
doing?
He's at the other end. You gotta pick all the beard hair out of your mouth. That's the problem.
You
know.
didn't shave it first? You just ate it?
Shave, that takes way too much time. You just put them on the spit, start turning them around, and when the screaming stops, they're ready.
I put my food down. This is worse than her face was.
That is fascinating.
It's
Have you ever tried
Apology
dwarf?
accepted.
I haven't. I never thought about it. You know, they never looked very appetizing.
It's most of them dark fellers, the Durgears,
Oh, the
Durgers.
Durago?
Those are
Yeah,
the ones.
just
Those are the ones we eat because they come up popping out of the ground.
I've heard they're not very nice either, so that's probably...
Yeah, they're nasty.
Do you play
folks.
like Waka Durgar? When they come out,
I
just...
play Strangle Duragar.
Yeah.
I grab them by the throat, I shove the spit down their throat, and start turning it till they die.
That is remarkable.
Our culture's great, though, if you ever want to stop by.
I think I want to.
That's fantastic. Is
How
that
do
what
I
you
know?
want to do over the next couple days? We'll go back now.
Quick question though.
Yeah.
How do I know no one will eat me when I go there? Because it sounds like a definite problem.
Don't attack anybody.
You said you just eat anything that walks into the camp.
Well,
That
guess I
attacks them.
yeah.
Okay.
The
I
Durgar
mean,
are
you just
attacking
walk
them.
in, we ain't gonna do that. But you come in trying to fight us.
I
Ooh.
would love to visit. It sounds
All right, you
good.
stab someone. I can't promise
But
that.
I will not stab anyone, I promise.
All right.
I promise. Alright.
'Cause they're big.
Yeah, no, I'll keep my hands to myself.
All right, good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit down now.
This fight sounds fun.
That's someone's
Shane
excited.
Torbuth, who you guys could have met earlier.
Oh man.
I love him so much.
Nice.
So essentially, you guys have the next 3 days. Is there anyone you want to contact? Any place you want to go? Anything you want to get?
I want to look
Any
for some
friends you
armor.
made along the way that you want to talk to, or anything like that type of deal?
I want to
You
look
would
for
wear
some
armor?
armor. I can't wear
Yeah,
armor.
he hasn't.
I haven't because my armor is. I don't know why I haven't been.
You could pretty much, between them, they'll still charge you because it's time of war, but you can pretty much get whatever medium armor you want
Can I borrow some gold, guys?
if you have the money for it.
I've got 19. Oh wait, I've got gems. I've got gems. I'm good.
I don't
300
really
gold
have
worth.
any money on me.
I've got 3 gems
Wonder
worth
what?
400.
Are you
or three-
wanting something
odds
that
are
you do or don't have disadvantage? Like
The
more,
bank's most
Nope, I'm
likely
not worried about
destroyed
disadvantage.
too
I mean, you
now.
can get if you can get up to 750, you can
Probably.
get half plate.
They're different
Because I can,
Disadvantage on
only,
stealth.
I can only have
I do have no ground.
medium.
It's medium, half plate.
Medium. What's
Oh,
the
no,
armor
great.
class for that?
15 plus dex. Max of 2 on the dex.
I also, I
modifier.
guess I would know
That'll
what's
get
in
me
my
up to
bag.
3.
You can't
13.
remember what happened though. So
Back to
maybe
what I
you
was.
just
Right, so you could do that if you could
Or,
scrounge up enough to do about
on the new
750
side.
Can I
worth.
borrow 450 gold from someone?
What you getting?
Some
Why
armor.
point at me?
You have the money.
Can I get some gold?
Sure.
Awesome. Thanks.
No problem.
Okay, so I will use my 3 gems, 350
That's what all
gold.
that was.
350 gold.
350.
Tree.
And my armor class is now 13
Okay.
from 11. Oh gosh.
13.
Because I have the -3 because of the hammer.
Actually, I could go for a shield as well, just in case.
The hammer
You
doesn't.
won't be able to have
Hammer
it
is
with
worth it.
I mean,
I do 2d12.
Couldn't I like
damage
put
at
the
a time.
shield on my back and pull out the bow?
Yeah, but you wouldn't gain the benefits of the shield unless you're
Yeah.
using it.
Yeah, but I mean,
But you can have a
but
shield.
with Warcaster, I can do all my magic with the shield now.
You can buy it's 10 gold for a shield. That gives you
May I
plus
have
2 to your
10
armor
gold,
class.
please?
You don't have like petty cash?
You kind of know all of his money.
I have a diamond. I have a diamond I could use.
I'm not
We would
giving
Maybe we
rather you
should
keep
say
the
that.
I
diamond.
give you 10. I got 62 petty cash.
I got 230.
Is there anything you would like to do during
Anyone
this
else
time?
going shopping before I put my bag away?
How long did it take me to finish that gun I was working on?
If you spent the majority of your next 3 days, you'd have to go to Voltaire. Or
crap.
Trinal, but Trinal's kind of no good. But you could have the facilities there to finish it.
Iris.
I probably won't do that thing because I can't go there.
You can ask someone to go there if you want. They may not go with you, but if you want to do that for your
Trinal manageable.
Trinal has got Archaea dolls randomly roaming through it.
After I said we shouldn't go to Voltaire, I can't ask somebody, hey, wanna go to Voltaire? I just remembered something.
Have
Side
someone in your
project.
party who can teleport now. It's up to you what you want to do. You have 3 days.
So we just asked them to be teleported here.
Yeah.
What do you need
Do
from
I know who's going to get the Kraken and Scarlet?
You just asked if it could be arranged. She said she'd ask.
Then I would try to talk to whoever that was that Jade? Queen Jade?
Well, you asked Urn because that was her husband,
Then I
but she
might
doesn't
try to
have the.
find her and kind of
abilities,
mention
but-
that I might like to go to Voltaire possibly.
Why do you want to go to Voltaire?
I need a workshop.
Very
well, I'm sure I can have the elves bring you there when they bring the others back. If that's what you want.
Yeah.
Wait, you're going to Voltaire?
Um.
Or am I part of this conversation? I don't know.
Be.
If you want to have walked up, yeah.
I'm assuming I kind of stay closer to Penny just because of the nature of the relationship. So
I mean, I've got like this half done gun, and I really like it to be like fully done, and I can't finish it here. And
getting to Voltaire gets us closer, and if we do, then they don't have to teleport all the way back, and we can just move forward from there. And then you can teleport us to the island, or at least close to it, or we could use that swan boat. Oh, we probably don't have the swan boat anymore.
We had fun with it.
You want to do them? All of them? Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to do any charms, I would say you guys bought the armor and stuff that first,
Oh, gosh.
before the sun goes
So
down.
is there going to be
Bought
12
them.
charms that we have to go through?
We're starting with 3. Well, 2. I'm not chancing the arrows.
3 days worth of 4 charms each.
I don't pull them all.
Do you really want to pull all of them?
No, I want to pull. Just letting you know where I'm going, Veronica. Gonna pull
So
dragon.
you've bought a shield.
Oh,
You've
no.
done
You're
this.
gonna
This
pull
is
a
the same
dragon?
night.
Wow.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't use that music.
That sounds
It's so
bad.
good.
oh no.
Can I see a map, please?
Any map? Map at all?
Map of this. Whichever. This one's bigger. That's cool.
Maps everywhere.
And Voltaire's destroyed.
And no
It's
workshop.
gone.
Okay. You don't know what happened. The effect seems to have. You pulled it off. It went. And
Which one did you pull?
A dragon.
You're not there.
No, I was asking.
Oh.
I was asking you. Honestly, which one?
a
Did you pull?
dragon.
That was out of character.
Sorry. Sorry, it's hard to
Which
tell.
one did you
It's
pull?
hard to tell the difference between Nick
God,
and
and
character
Nick.
Nick because Nick is Nick.
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 Nick is Nick.
Alright, so you pulled the dragon off and something happened.
Tentacle. I'm gonna. This is gonna be my downfall.
3 flumps appear around you.
Flumps?
Flump.
Like,
These little yellowish jellyfish looking creatures they're just floating around you. You just gotta slowly start wandering off and just flumping away.
Which one was that?
Tentacle.
Flumping away.
Flumps are lawful good, really weak creatures that
Just hey guys.
they didn't seem to see you as
How are you
anything.
doing?
They just kind of were there and just meandered off.
My name's Ted.
All right. I go back and
We'll see you
Kind of
guys
like
later.
Flumpy.
dragon didn't seem to do anything.
Probably so many dead people right now.
But Tentacle was a
Didn't
I
say
hear the-
anything.
was a little flumpy. That's the only way I can describe it.
the only 2 I have that I don't know what they are Sun and Bull.
I feel like Sun might be a safe one.
Or not.
I've been watching all
Heat
this
wave.
from the other side. I don't think any
It's
of
gonna
it's
be the
safe.
opposite of the snowflake. It's just gonna be there's unbearable heat and like,
Well, I mean,
it
Star
doesn't
was an
dry.
attack, so if you pull Sun and then throw it, you might be safe.
We're in the mountain. Just goes. We've been having some extreme weather up here. First we had 5 feet of snow. Now it's desert-like conditions. I don't understand.
What?
She was, if she pulled the sun and it's the opposite of the snowflake, it's just
Searing heat wave.
Yeah.
320 degrees weather outside.
I don't know. I think she's gonna be a little more cautious.
Alright, so are you wanting to leave on this first night then?
I would. Yeah.
Okay, and are you wanting to go with her? Or?
I would go with her, yeah.
Okay, so they get an elf to appear,
My
and she
topic.
asks if you're
Bye.
ready, and then they take you two and You two teleport and are now in Voltaire.
This always goes
Um,
real well.
You're in the
We didn't.
inner sanctum, the inner walls of the city, not within the palace, but within the inner walls of the city. They say, well, I don't know what's your business here, but enjoy. We have been told to bring back these other two,
Well,
so that's where we're going.
I guess I'll get to do what I wanted to do while you're doing what you want to do.
Yep.
I'll go fight.
Okay?
You don't.
I'm gonna go fight in the town while
Okay.
like the Archean dolls.
Find
like,
random
You're just
people.
gonna go find people and start pummeling them.
You're helping.
I hate you!
Can you like try to be really loud so I can find you when I'm done?
I'm coming back here each time.
Okay, I'm just gonna
It's
say
be-
like shout periodically so I can keep.
I mean,
like,
I'm gonna be in the city, and there's
Alright.
probably yelling and screaming and
'cause I
death.
think neither of us are really the good people that have sort of split up in a city.
It's true, but I'm gonna make sure that I have people with me that can make sure I can get back.
Right. All right.
So I'm gonna go find.
So you
warriors
find the
and stuff.
guards, and they're occasionally sending out little scout missions to go and look for people and help
I'm
and just
gonna
be
go
Archean dolls
just-
and stuff. So you help them out. Is there anything you want to do during this time period? When you want to?
We were.
Well, I
planning
went
on-
down
yeah.
to the pit thinking that's where Nick and I were gonna practice fighting. And
I was just waiting
I'm
for you.
just waiting.
Apparently, someone walks by and is like, "Who are you waiting for?" I don't know
My
who
friend
this
Nick.
character is, but
We're gonna.
I'm pretty
Fight.
sure I saw him.
I thought we
leave
were
with
going
some
to the
elves.
fighting pit to like go like against the people there, like the
Oh.
I'm
Goliaths.
pretty
and stuff.
sure he left with that pink-haired girl.
Oh.
He disappeared a while.
Well, then who
Couple
else
hours
can I
ago.
fight while I'm here?
You're literally a Naga. Any of those people will fight you if you want them to.
Should fight the big guy. The big guy. Yeah.
Which one, Gorgon or Ifrit?
No.
Yeah.
Fight the Goliath.
I defeat.
So
What?
you just want to go pick a fight with
Yeah, I'm
someone?
just
Alright.
gonna pick a fight.
Plenty of Dragonborns to choose from that will
Yeah.
come and just brawl with you.
Yeah.
They're not going to kill
No,
you.
no, we're
but-
just brawling.
You get the crap kicked out of you. You beat them up pretty good, and you, for the first day, you just kind of spar with them, and you have to
Practice
rest and heal yourself back up because
Yep.
they beat you down.
Yep. Practicing my
So
moves.
about late in the day, as you guys have left, appearing in the dome are the two
jellyfish?
elves with Scarlet and the Kraken. For the people that are there, which I'm assuming are you two, maybe, I mean, you're there too, you notice the Kraken is badly burned all over his body. He has horrible burns. And Scarlet, her entire arm is completely bandaged up. So you can't even, like, see it.
What happened to you two?
Steinarchians.
We went to talk to Slazar and kind of get
It went
some more
well.
information out of him, but he wasn't home. So we went to the hideout in Harkon and started going through his office and found some stuff. I'm just gonna cut that up. We found some notes that Slazar had planned to intercept the heroes chosen by Uzume, and how his plans involved taking their loved ones and holding them as hostages to make them do his bidding. We also found notes that there are thousands upon thousands, possibly a million or so Archean dolls that have been sent all over, some to the mainland, some to Omicron Island. And when we confronted him, it didn't go well. He took control of the Kraken, and through no fault of his own, he cut off my arm. So I've been working on getting that reattached for the past couple days. And the Kraken just kind of looks real sad, like, he got in my head. I don't know what he did. All of a sudden I couldn't say no when he told me to attack her. That's what I did, and I couldn't fight it, and I don't know why. I didn't
No
want
one
to.
blames you, Kraken. Slazar has gotten into all of our heads.
When I finally broke out of his control, his flames erupted around me and just burned a lot. And we did manage to escape with some of his research and notes, but it's mostly what we told you and something about these weapons there. He was all mad because he couldn't attune to some wand. Turns out, once a rightful owner attunes to it, it can't be unattuned until its purpose is completed. So he couldn't attune to that wand.
Speaking of which, I pull out the sword.
That's fancy.
I hold it out to Scarlet.
She's all bandaged up on one. That accepts it from you. What is this?
It's the Harry Potter.
It's we assume it's the 7th relic. None of us were able to attune to it. Kraken has the gauntlets.
And you want me to fight with it?
How does it feel?
Or at least just see how. Yeah.
It may be meant for you.
Not really in fighting condition right now, but
You got one working arm.
I'll work with it.
Thank you. Thank you.
She kind of just takes it,
Just
keeps it by her, but why have you brought us here?
because we now have all 7 of the relics.
Together.
And you're ready to take him on?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Because
got
I don't
some
think
armies
taking
back
him on
now.
is part of this. All we have to do is find that altar, right? Now, I would love to take him on, but
something tells me
he's very powerful.
if we go to this altar, he'll be waiting to take all the relics from us.
And do you know where this altar is?
How do you feel about Omicron?
Omicron.
Omicron Isle.
I haven't been able to get in there, and his notes say that I believe my father's being held there, so I plan to go there, but if any fraction of what he told us was true, then maybe these relics can break through this barrier. It's hard to read because he tells you some things that are true and some that are false, and you don't know what to believe.
What we do know is we want to go to Omicron Island to save our companions.
Well,
And we don't know the altar's not
what
there.
are we waiting for? Let's go.
Well, you should
He's
probably
like,
heal
well, I
up.
don't know that we're... I
So
appreciate your enthusiasm, and I'd love to go, but I think maybe a day or so more of rest.
we have a planned assault. And
A
I
plan of salt?
planned assault.
Got it.
And I would proceed to relay that whole spiel,
Okay.
which
Meanwhile, Nick is fighting and destroying Archean dolls. You're working hard on your thing. So they seem to be on board, but they're going to probably need to recover for the remainder of these 3 days. They brought back a couple clerics that are helping to
Oh, good.
regenerate and heal Scarlet and Kraken.
Perfect.
Do they want to come up?
yeah, I have a spell that technically can reattach limbs.
It seems to be attached at this point. It's
Oh,
just you don't know what the condition of it is because it's all wrapped
Oh.
up, but it does seem to be attached.
Regenerate.
But after he ripped it off.
Yes, and that wasn't the one. There was another one too.
All right, so during this
Resurrect.
time, so essentially the day
Right,
will
that's a bit
pass.
more.
The next day, I assume you're going to keep working on your gun. You're going to keep fighting.
That night, I want to try to contact Eris.
Can I try to gain some ground with
No.
the group I'm with?
Sure.
Like I'm wanting to like
I
to
become
pull like,
captain.
He wants to put a dent in the army.
Roll 3 d20s and just tell me the numbers. Don't add any.
He comes back.
Don't have
I'm
anything.
captain
No,
of the
you're
army.
going to be against the army's d20s.
I'm staying here.
12, 6, and 4. I rolled terrible.
You beat them on one of them. So you gained some ground, but then they were able to push you guys back throughout that first day. After you had kind of gotten out into a place where you thought you were holding it for a while, but then seemingly another group of them, they just keep coming. There'll be times when there's no one there. You guys rush around and look for survivors in the town and everything. Occasionally you find someone who's been really well hidden, and then out of nowhere, another group of them will just come out of nowhere, and you guys are like, holy crap, and you guys try to get back with the people into the protected area because civilians are unprotected.
So I'm going to continue to do that until she's done.
Okay,
So can I roll a few more?
yeah, for the next day. Do you want charms for the next day? I mean, I could do them if you want them.
Yeah, it's honestly what I would be doing.
You have a fang, exclamation point, a horn, and a top hat.
Top
You want
hats
your
for
charms
days.
for the day?
You wish all of them were top
Oh,
hats.
I'm pulling the top hat first thing in the morning.
You have a music note, a flower. That was the same one. A skull, and a question mark.
Oh god. Oh god.
She's a lot more cautious. She's
Oh wait, hold on. Did you get an exclamation point?
Yeah.
Oh god.
And you got a question mark.
Oh god. Oh god.
I can't believe you got 2 exclamations.
Oh my god.
Well, first I'm pulling the
more.
top hat again.
Okay.
I'm getting a monocle and a walking stick, cane.
Now you have a beard, you got cane and everything.
You got another
Great.
bracelet.
You got another bracelet?
Well,
If he pulls.
oh yeah, I'll pull the exclamation point again.
You have a third chaos charm bracelet as a beard.
I am the chaos. He's gonna get just a
I'm the Lord of Chaos.
He's just gonna do 3. One's gonna be an ankle bracelet.
You know what?
the
I
other
don't
two-
need this bow at all. I need this.
Let's just put this one in the bag for
In
now.
the final battle, he's just gonna pull
Okay.
a goat, dragon, thing, skull. Oh god. You
Then
don't
I
know
would,
what the skull is.
We don't.
She's not like super interested in pulling them out like Veronica was.
Then I would notify Veronica that where I'm heading and pulling the thing outside of town.
Oh no.
You grow vampire fangs to add to this.
We need an artist rendition of what the day
The
looks
day
like.
is looking great.
Long beard.
And then horns.
Top
The
hat.
horn you've had before.
Purple rose.
What?
That's the tin.
Oh,
horns
then
grow
never
on
mind.
Various spots.
Then I'm not
Okay.
bothering with that one.
So you have vampire fangs now. In addition to all the
Creepy
ridiculous.
with your beard and
Beard,
fangs.
monocle,
Walk back into town.
walking
Monocle,
stick.
a cane, he just walks in. This,
He's like a saber-tooth. Are you like a saber-tooth tiger fangs, or is it just the vampire
every
fangs?
time you go out there, the Goliath or the Dragonborn guys just laugh at you and you're like, oh, this guy, always good for a laugh.
I rolled a 16, a 17, and a 7 for my 3 rolls.
An 8, an 8, and a 20. So this time you are able to push out. You have a little sector of Voltaire that you guys are able to keep a squadron of in, and good. I mean, you're not out to the next wall yet, but you guys are able to keep a sector of it
Okay.
from being encroached upon.
Cool.
You two. What do you
See.
want to do with anything? Is there anyone you want to contact? Anyone you want to plan with? Anything you want to do? Because after the 3 days are up, the armies are ready to go.
I
Whatever
do have
I
some more
mean,
things I want
Iris
to
is
do.
just kind of along for the ride.
Do have more things I want to do.
Okay.
I
Veronica.
don't really know if there's anything else I can do unless I can find another book in
We're
mine.
just chatting, you know.
But
Each
since I
other.
just recently did them, I don't think there's other.
Well, one, I would. How about I'd cast Regenerate on Scarlet the next day
Okay.
to help with her healing.
Okay.
But then let's say probably 2 messages. One to the leader of the Lycanthrope camp.
What do you want to say to Sator?
Well, okay. Let's first do the not Oberon.
Oben?
Oben, and I just want to ask: we are building an army to take down Slazar. Will you and the other Archeans help us out?
You get a message back that says, we can't take him on directly. He's too powerful. But if there's anything you need from us, let us know.
I would then send another message being like,
Diamond.
we have the entire armies of place. Adding to that strength would help us greatly. But I would then also say your secret is still safe.
If you're back, what exactly do you need us to do? Do you need us to fight on the front lines or support from afar? You can keep casting this with your high level spells since you're probably not fighting today, or whatever you want to
Since
do.
I did.
Right. I'm just saying, you
Scar-
can use it more than those type of spells.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd still have limited of the higher ones.
Mhm.
I would say support from afar. You don't need to risk your lives, but we are trying to save other Archeans as well. And then I would go to. I don't know if I would contact the other one.
There's other people in the town if you didn't want to contact Sator, but there's other people.
Yeah.
Find one of those notes.
Yeah, I would contact Sator.
Okay.
I would want to tell him we are preparing to take down Slazar. We have 5 full armies. Do you want your revenge? Question.
So I found my notes on them because it's been a little while.
They said, do you know anyone?
What do you mean our revenge? How can we destroy him once and for all? Some of us will fight if you have armies to join us.
Forget I'm not there.
They know about they knew about the Archean legend and the relics, right?
They
Or-
know about the Archean village and the Lochnar, essentially.
Oh, okay. I would say we have all the relics from the legend. We will use their powers to destroy Slazar and take down his army. At Omicron Isle.
So essentially, I mean, we don't have to do all. You would ask
Yeah.
where you need them and what you need them to do, and you can have other people kind of help you with that. But
I basically
where you need what your plan is, I mean, what you can relay to them. But
the number of
where you
words I've
need
used
them.
is better than some of my essays.
yeah, so where you would want them and what you would want them to do, essentially, is what they would need to know. So you have their support if you want to plan with people what to do.
Are you guys back at all? Or are you still
They
just...
are not. You could. These
All
are
right.
Yeah,
with
we're
you.
just
If you
hanging
want to talk to them, they are within the city.
So I contacted our Archean friends and the lycanthropes.
Oh,
Nice.
what'd they say?
Nice.
They're both willing to help.
Wow.
They want details on what we need them to do.
Fight.
They need to know fight what, when, and where.
It was a firefight.
I mean, we could tell them just to join the armies, but we don't even know how that's all being orchestrated just yet. Do we even know where the armies are meeting to then
You wanted to know.
the teleportation circle?
Wherever we put it.
But all the army has to be in this
Oh,
one
this
place.
No, we need to figure that out.
Is there like a general
We
who's
can go.
organizing the armies?
Like a meeting place.
We can go talk to Queen or Queen.
Yeah.
It's one of the stronger
Queen Euron
ones.
or Queen Jake? Or both.
I can't do this.
Is Scarlet the one with for the sword?
She has it now. Essentially, now that it doesn't matter, any one of you could have attuned to any one of these relics, but once you attune to one, you can't unattune to it until the thing is done.
Okay.
So
So I'm
it
stuck
makes
with
sense
this
for you to have a wand, but if for some reason you had wanted to, you could have attuned to the hammers
Yeah.
or whatever the case is. But once you attune to one, that's like a permanent attunement until its task is completed. So
Good thing
So,
I
like,
had in my
Yeah.
mind,
The serpent
you know,
sword.
certain things, but yeah, can't revoke until then. But it could have been any of them. You guys ended up with the ones you did. Like I said, originally I had thought Nick would end up with the gauntlets. I thought you guys were going to Gluttony first instead of there, and then Scarlet would have had the wand from the beginning. In that case,
Was Lust our first one?
yes,
Yeah.
because you guys had originally talked about
Yeah.
going down there. So I kind of planned for that to happen, but
Wait,
then you guys
what was-
changed directions,
what was
which is
down-
fine. They fought where you weren't even there, Gluttony, and that's where Kraken got his
Oh.
thing. I thought Nick would end up with that one, and Scarlet would end up with the wand at the beginning. That didn't happen, which is fine, but that's
So what
Interesting.
would I've gotten?
whatever later on. I mean,
Wait,
you
so
could have got hers, you could change into
so
whatever
where
you
was
want.
Gluttony?
Huh.
Or Gluttony was down in the question mark at the bottom of the map that she has.
Oh, the island way down there, or
It was on the shrine right off the coast.
hmm.
That you guys didn't even go to. These three went to that town.
It was an
You guys
adventure.
were in captivity, and then
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
We went to
Arcana
Mush
stuff,
Street.
so-
We went to.
Yeah, we were having a grand
Yeah.
time. That was a great trip.
Okay, back to. I want to
Doesn't
find
happen.
Queen.
Bad.
Urine has
You
gone
didn't
back
die
to
or something.
Voltaire.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Jade is in Jaal.
Well, lovely.
They all kind of returned to their homes to gather their armies, except for Crumbsuck is hanging out in Jaal.
I feel
But
like
they left their people enough around that could teleport you either via plants or via circles over the 3 days if you need to get some.
I mean, I have 4 more messages. I just want to ask, where are the armies convening for the attack?
Okay. Essentially, you find out that the plan is the Goliaths and the Dragonborns are essentially waiting for you guys to potentially open this portal. And the second it is, they're getting all teleported through, and they're going to be attacking wherever you guys put this out. They're assuming you need help. That's their plan. The human army and the recruitment of dwarves and stuff that they've gotten from Jaal are going to march and try to take back Voltaire for both sides. And then after that, they're going to take over Harkon. Their plan is to go south towards Harkon. They're going to pincer attack and then go down there. Is their current plan, unless you guys have other needs. So you have the Archeans on standby, and you have the Lycanthropes on standby, wherever you want to try to place them.
Could we possibly teleport them here for the attack so they can be teleported to Omicron?
Which ones? All of them?
At least all the lycanthropes.
I don't know how many there were.
There were
3,
like 10.
10. I can take 10 total.
I mean, we have
Let me see.
2 more
I think I can
days.
take 10, right?
So,
The ones that are willing to come, when you call them. Sator the Cleric, Drib the Barbarian, Nagita the Fighter, and Jerome the Ranger.
Oh, and I did want to add to one of the messages.
The rogue and the sorcerer are staying behind.
I wanted to tell them your secret is safe as well.
Okay. So the rogue and the sorcerer are staying back in the town to maintain the illusion and the barriers. What the sorcerer has been doing, the rogue just to
Be a
not get
rogue.
involved in all of that big battle right up front. So those two would stay behind. The other. Oh, sorry. There's a druid too. The druid has to stay behind because he controls the weather there. So 1, 2, 3. So 4 of them are ready to go. If you want to teleport them to Naga, you can, or wherever you guys are going to be heading from, or if you want them with the Dragonborn army or wherever.
I think they should be here with the Goliath and Dragonborns.
Yeah.
To be honest, I feel like that
If they're
one
good
they
with
would be
that.
the most accepted here.
Would I remember? I've been there as the other Veronica. Would I remember? I would know how to teleport there and teleport back.
To the Lycanthrope place, you would remember that you'd have to make a roll because you're not super familiar with it, and you would know that you can't teleport directly into it because of that barrier. You could teleport near it, but with the teleport spell, you have to make a roll based on how well you know the place to see if you could get there.
Could
Or you could ask them because they have teleportation circles that they sent you guys on if they could get somewhere.
they could just yeah.
They,
See if they could
Oh,
teleport
They
to
sent
us.
you guys away.
Just tell
That's
them where
right.
we, yeah.
so we could just tell them.
we are.
You know they had one in Jaal they could get to.
Okay. I would send a message back.
I'm sorry, I was just asking, does the thing we have, does it have a certain insignia that they would be able to teleport to?
The cloth you have, once you set it out and activate it, which you have that's not activated, once you activate it, it just becomes live and they will know and will start teleporting people in.
Yes, we
So
don't
they
do
will
that.
know how
But-
to get to that,
Gotcha.
but you have to spread it out and activate it.
Yeah.
My thought is they could just join up with the forming army in Jaw.
Yeah.
To take
That-
on Voltaire.
That's taking on Voltaire, though.
That's where the elves are planning to go, is to help take on Voltaire.
We don't know if they could teleport here.
You know they get to there and then could probably get to there. But if you want them in Naga, you can get them in Naga over the next 3 days.
I want them in
You can have them
Naga.
go there and then they will get there.
Okay.
So those 4 have arrived, awaiting. So second day ends.
I want to
I will
Eris again.
Okay.
talk to Penny a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, you can go at night.
So,
You're still make 2 tinkering checks for the last 2 days.
After my bouts, I will do what I
Proficiency
can.
index.
I will do what I can to help her after I fight.
D20 add proficiency index.
okay.
So
Okay. You can do it with advantage as Nick is. He's not real skilled with guns or anything, but he has general knowledge of things. He's like, maybe that's
Natural 20.
Okay. So within 2 days, you're able to finish constructing. Which one did we talk about? It's the one that's similar to Bad News. That is in the thing. You don't have to call it bad news,
Nice.
but you essentially construct
you're
one.
not
Good news.
Yes, you construct it. You can
Nice.
call it whatever you want, but you construct that gun.
Okay.
Your third day will essentially
it's
be all
sexy
focused on
pants.
ammo to see how much ammo you can get for it. Because it only took you 2 days to make
I
it.
don't know. It's the name
Okay,
of the
so another
of a gun in
tinkering
Dark
check.
Cloud gave
So
us
I
a
will not
random reason.
fight that day. I will help her and let her know that we probably need to be getting back so we can meet with the group.
I'm gonna get a drink.
Day 3, you guys are going to work on ammo. Go ahead and roll your roll.
Is it still advantage?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
he's
about
not
fighting.
Anything you two want to do, or do you want your charms for that day?
I'll sit there.
Okay.
In case it's like
I'm just getting stuff ready. I'm packing my bag. I'm loading it up with food.
You'll load it.
You have
pack
an
it up.
apple. You have a tattered cloth. You have a torch. And where did that one? So I'll go to this one. A snail.
I feel like some of them could be good. It's just like I'm too afraid to pull them. We already know what the apple is. That's the food. I just can't wait for him.
So you have
I watched
25
it, like,
rounds to
a
use
year
in
and a
that
half
one.
ago.
Okay, so that one's
It's separate from the
That's separate.
Okay.
Yes, that's a different type of
Yeah,
D&D.
still fun.
25 rounds of that.
It's like way too good.
Fill up your charms for the next day. Are a chicken, a stump,
No.
a paintbrush,
That could be good.
and a rainbow.
Hey.
That's good.
Double rainbow.
I'll pull the rainbow.
A beautiful double rainbow appears across the sky of Naga. And again, those two dragon went up. Now this is just crazy! 2 times in a row!
I kind of just want to go around. It's a blessing from the gods.
I don't know
like
much
that was
about
good.
that, but it's probably a good omen.
Do we see it from where we are?
No, but as you guys,
Oh, no.
Far away.
Oh no.
are you guys going to try to head back?
A
to
dragon attacks them.
As you guys go and get word, make perception checks as you guys are heading towards the castle area.
Okay.
17.
Okay.
Perception?
23.
23.
Ish.
You guys overhear people talking that an ancient red dragon has taken up residence in Harkon and has demolished everything in its path and is currently nesting on top of Harkon. And it's weird because dragons don't ever come to Archaea. Ever. And it just came out of nowhere and is currently nesting on Harkon.
Why do I feel like they had something to do with that?
Did we see that bracelet?
No,
Did
you
we-
were
no,
gone
no, we were
already.
again.
You guys were
This
gone.
just feels like something.
No, it's gotta be the bad guys. I mean, no, it was the fire portal. I wonder if one of those dragons got through.
They summoned an ice devil with their stupid little bracelets.
That's true.
An ancient dragon appears over a random city on Archaea. It could have been just over the city where one of you guys were, and an ancient dragon would have appeared.
Well, hopefully it
I mean, he
didn't
did appear,
kill
but
too
luckily
many
he's in a
people.
town that is relatively unoccupied, other than Lord Yokon, who is there with an army, who's probably not having a good time right now.
But we don't
I mean,
want
all-
him to be having a good time.
Yeah.
he
You
was a bad
don't.
guy.
You
So
know
you
that he's
accidentally
probably
So
there with
I
an army,
help.
You.
and now you know there's a dragon there. So
Do we see some of? Do we?
Don't
So he was sending this army up from Harkon. Are we seeing less dolls?
this army does not seem to be coming from there.
It's coming from the sewers that we were sending to.
These guys were sent from Trinal sewers. So
Okay,
your
so
scouts have found that they're coming up from random places in the sewers. So
Yep.
not just one manhole, because they like cover one up and break it off. Like, all right, no one's coming, but then other ones they'll rise out of it.
I will relay that information.
Okay.
Let them know. Hey, I bet this is coming from Trinal. They have a teleportation circle down in the tunnels that we were sent to. I will try to roughly draw out a map, and I will tell them to look for a dead rat nailed to the wall.
Okay.
Hey,
Because I remember that, doing that. And that will lead them to
You
the
knew that
direction
would
they
come
need
back.
to go so they can destroy the portal. So
Okay.
they stop getting
Make
attacked.
an intelligence check to see how well you remember.
you always go for some.
17!
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
They seem to have a good idea, and they say they will go work on that.
Okay.
And then they take you to, if you're ready, and teleport you
Yep.
back to Naga.
I'm just like,
Hi, Scarlet.
I would
where are
Oh
you tuning off to?
I would pull these other 3 outside of town.
Mulan.
Which
Well,
3 are you
It's
pulling?
pretty.
Chicken.
That'll be good.
Last time you pulled a harmless
For the
farm
next
animal.
24 hours, you are afraid of any non-humanoid creature.
Oh, that's everyone.
And you guys are considered humanoid, so are the Dragonborn and stuff.
Oh,
But if
okay.
you see a raccoon, if you see a dog, you are scared of that and have the fear, frightened
For 24
status
hours.
for 24 hours.
What time of day is it?
Luckily, Archean dolls are considered humanoid.
Okay.
They're not constructs?
They're
They're
humanoid
still
constructs.
humanoid.
Human-ish.
I'll count them as humanoid. Ish.
Stump.
Where do you go to do this?
Oh no.
It's basically the same spot I've been pulling
Just
all of
two guards
them.
just sitting there watching him. Oh, here he goes again. He's pulling that one. What's he gonna do?
Oh no, I don't like that face.
Well, since no one's within 58 feet of you,
Ow.
except for you, you are a tree stump
What?
with a beard and a monocle.
All right. And I guess I will not be pulling the other one yet.
They left town.
I
The Dragonborn is just like,
What just happened?
stand there. What thing you two would like to do?
Well, I wasn't there for that.
I
I love it.
I guess I didn't tell.
Also, you had that at the same time as you had like the skull one that killed her. You could have just turned her into a stump. It was Emily. Is there anything you two would like to do now? Nick and
Would you?
We're back.
I mean, I've told Veronica for every other time.
I'm assuming you told him you were going outside
Okay.
town yet. So
Okay.
you do notice after a while, Day doesn't come back.
Should we go find him?
Are we back
I
yet?
mean, I think we should.
Yeah.
yet.
So you guys appear back towards the
Probably
area.
have to.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
But a stump with a beard.
How you guys doing?
We are looking for him. Oh, we're looking for Day. We haven't seen him for a while.
Oh well. Did
He said he was going out to pull some charms.
And
Has he been pulling charms like regularly?
I mean, I think
That's
so.
what he does every day.
Okay. There's been reports of like a giant dragon that appeared in Harkon. It
think
could
he
be a
did
good thing.
that?
I don't know. I don't know, but we know that he summoned a devil of some sort. So they said it just kind of appeared out of nowhere. And I look up, is the double rainbow still there?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's beautiful.
this is a beautiful rainbow. I know what this means. It's
That's so intense.
man.
I have the song.
All right,
memorized.
I'll go
Let's
with
go-
you.
yeah,
let's go find.
do
So we'll go to
Did
his
you do
normal.
anything
We'll
with
go to
that?
his
You still
normal
have the
spot.
third one?
What? I
You
still
just
have
the
paintbrush.
third one? No, you still have the third chaos charm. I think.
Oh, we threw it in the hole.
The bag.
The bag of holding. Yeah. I
Yeah,
have
it
the
was in the bag of holding.
Oh, it's in the bag. Okay. So you guys exit town. As you do, the Dragon will go. Look at that stump. And you look over and see a tree stump with a long beard and a monocle
No,
just
it's
sitting.
short beard now. We
and
cut
a
it.
short beard with a monocle just sitting on top
Oh
of it.
no.
Oh.
Did you watch that happen?
I will go
Yeah, it was
sit on
hilarious.
this stump.
Just sit on it.
So he,
I think he's.
Can I
I don't
talk?
know. He's a tree.
Does he talk? No.
You're a stump.
I can't fix that.
I can't fix that.
Is it magic? Can we dispel it?
I can't fix that.
so is this him forever
I mean, I'd
now?
have to sit here and think really hard for a while.
Is this him forever now?
Maybe there's someone in town that could maybe do something. Did that cleric arrive?
Sator?
Yeah.
Can the cleric make a cleric
Ask if he
not
can
a
cast
stump?
greater restoration.
Wait, you didn't
On the-
know
Not
he
greater
was
restoration.
brought there.
No, I didn't
No,
know.
but-
Never mind.
You don't know he's there.
That's true.
We just go
So I sit on
back
the stump.
and back. Let's go
I've-
find someone to fix this.
Maybe the clerics that are healing Scarlet and
Yeah,
Kraken
maybe we
can help.
The hair on the stump is freaking me out. I shave it off. Just it's
Am
like
I-
it
is
shouldn't
my
be-
cane
Actually,
still
I pull
there?
it. I rip it out. I rip it out. It's just like thinking it's like. Ugh.
You knew it was my hair.
You don't know.
That-
You're a stump.
Jeez. That was the person.
There's some pent up aggression here. Just
So
ripping
you
his
rip
hair
it out. So you go back, you find the clerics. They try greater restoration, it doesn't do anything. Finally, Scarlet comes out. It's like, she casts dispel magic, and you appear back into day. Beardless,
Ow!
Beardless, you still have your monocle and your cane.
Sorry. You his fangs.
He's got fangs too.
What in the world?
Your paintbrush? Instantly. Paintbrush. Oh gosh.
Dang, wait, no.
As you guys are outside of town,
It's like
if you
an
look
addiction.
around, Nick is now green. Penny is now red.
What?
You are now blue. She's now purple. Scarlet's yellow. And Veronica's pink.
Mm-mm.
Am I,
It's
you
a
said
sign
I'm
from the
green?
gods.
Yep.
Yeah, some of my favorite colors.
Just like all of your skin, everything else that moves, your skin just changes colors.
Wow.
Scarlet's like,
What?
Day?
It's not the worst that's happened.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold on.
what's the
We need
worst
to talk
that's
about this.
happened?
Did you anything that is resembling a dragon?
I'm gonna see if I remember. 9 minus 1.
I mean,
I pulled a couple
you're
of
still-
animal-like charms.
Okay,
That
well, you
wasn't that long
summoned
ago.
a dragon and
There's-
it's in Hakon, so good
Yeah,
job.
there's a big ancient dragon.
Isn't that where the...
The bad guy,
Arm-
you know, it's the bad guy. I think it's good, but
wait, there's a dragon in Harkon?
yeah,
Yeah,
That's not good, it's a dragon!
yeah
you're
he's
right.
an
But
idiot.
it's taking on the bad
You don't
guys in
know.
Well, that
Harkon.
could help, I guess, for the time being.
Yeah,
but I feel like it's
eventually
something that's
a
going to have to
dragon.
be dealt with.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't
How could I have
think
caused any
dragons
problems
just
when I
go
was a
away.
stump?
Let's hope so.
Did I hear that?
Yeah, I mean, you're all standing right there.
I live here.
You live
So
on the
do
mainland.
I.
Do you,
I
do
know.
you
You
know
live on
that-
the
do you know
mainland.
the
They
dragons
fly.
have really big wings?
I think they tend to roost once they find their nest.
Yeah, it's roosting in
Your fiance will happily deal
Oh yeah, you better not die first if a dragon kills you.
True.
Do you want to do anything with
Don't
any of your
forget
charms?
fences.
I'll pull the apple because I know what that does.
Which other ones do you
Pretty
have?
good
want
for
to
you.
pull the tattered cloth, but I don't know what to
If you're pulling anything new, just let us know.
But
to
I
leave.
want to pull
I'm already
it, not
red.
like, I don't know if she would do it.
You
It's up to you.
Thing is, the more you pull the charms, the more I think your character in-game wants to pull the charms.
It's like
You guys have
addicting.
gone through most of them by this point now.
Not the tattered cloth, the torch of the snail.
Let's see which
I
other
thought
ones.
you said torch of a snail.
Torch of the snail.
What?
It's just a torch for the snail on top. It's
Dead
glowing.
Skull slowly dying.
Still haven't seen Sword, I don't think. Haven't seen Sun, haven't seen Fluff. Oh, there's Stump.
You
There
gotta
is
put
Stump.
Stump does.
Stump.
It's a random person within 58 feet of you because 60 just seemed too far.
Did we ever do Scroll? I don't know if we did Scroll. Nope, we did. I got one spell slot.
Oh.
And we did Bell. Yeah, I remember Bell.
Dong, dong, dong.
I'll pull
Oh,
the
that would
tattered
be
cloth.
terrible if you were near Harkon.
Are you near us?
Oh my gosh.
No, I would be away from you.
What'd you...
Like, go out.
So, you guys watch as Veronica's clothing seems to shift into that of a lowly beggar. She's still pink, but she
Oh.
looks
Nice
like a lowly.
clothes on.
You,
Don't notice.
you're still wearing the same
It's a
clothes.
shame. You were actually
Oh, it
well
just
dressed
looks
for
like
once.
You essentially have a perfect illusion on you for 3 days where you look like a lowly beggar.
That could be
It's
useful.
similar to perfect illusion, except even touch cannot discern it to the outside person. So
Wow.
even if they touch your clothing, it feels like rags to them. Only you can feel that it is still your fancy clothes because that's what you had pulled off before. But you look like a lowly beggar to everyone else for
What
3
a
days.
shame.
It'd be useful going into battle. People underestimate you.
But it's just an illusion, so it doesn't affect you in any way other than
Nice.
how people perceive you.
Not underestimate.
Nice.
But our skin is still the same.
It's true.
So you are a pink beggar?
Pink beggar. You
I'm
are.
a green barbarian with bright pink on my
And as you
buttocks.
enter the town,
Yeah,
you
I match
notice
my
that one of them is bright gold and one of them is bright orange. Whereas they didn't used to be. It was like-
to the two.
How do they feel about that?
Looking good. And I walk
You know what? Just another day around this house for you.
Are you gonna miss?
At least I'm not a
miss him?
stump.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Don't know.
Best sleep you ever got.
Well, it still felt you ripping my
Did he?
beard
Did
off.
he feel?
I could make that up.
Did he though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Why not? It was yes or no, so sure.
It just seemed weird on a stick. It just didn't seem right. Hair growing. You look nice, by the way.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So this is midday now, apparently. By all this time to happen, you guys came back and everything. It's now midday on the third day. The next day is when the armies are ready to go and attack. So whatever you need to do to be wherever you're trying to go.
So we'll meet with our 7.
Okay. You can see that there's still a little bit of burn marks, but the Kraken is mostly healed. Scarlet's got her thing off, and she has the sword by her side.
I will ask the queen to do whatever she needs to do to block out intrusion for like non-detection type stuff.
She's not here in Naga,
Oh,
but you have guards at the door.
does anyone have the ability to block out intrusion from eyes?
Let's
No.
go to Conan's private sanctum,
That would be perfect.
which I don't have prepared. Could I think
Scarlet
about
casts
it
a spell
for a
and
minute?
looks around and says, I can tell you there's no one invisible in here.
Can
Well, I
take
can,
a minute and prepare it.
Is it a ritual spell?
Oh. Just for... Can I cast Temple of the Gods?
Sure.
How much
So-
does it have a component piece that costs money?
Oh, never mind.
It takes 10 minutes.
Is it a ritual though?
No, it just says.
Sometimes you can cast
It'd just
it.
be nice, like, I can make us a place and just...
Temple.
Darn. That would have been perfect.
A holy symbol worth at least 5 gold.
You have your holy symbol. Alright, so Day makes a temple.
Oh, casting time is 1 hour.
If you want to. It takes an hour.
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay. So Day starts casting his spell. Over the course of the next hour, creates a temple out of nowhere in the middle of Naga.
Temple of
It
Day.
has all of those properties that probably won't come into play, but if you want them to,
Um,
I mean,
So, one, I get to choose the entire look of this place.
that's true.
I hate it.
I'm imagining like it's an entire temple that looks
What
like it's
entire nation's this thing that just popped up out of
it
nowhere.
looks like it's all made of gold, only it's a little bit more reflective. So the mini torches, it's reflected, so the whole thing looked like it's
It's
in
glowing, stay.
flames.
Well, that's just beautiful. I like that a lot.
Do you want to come
Temple
to the
of
temple?
Day.
We can
I
talk
ain't
in
the
here.
religious type, but if you want me to
I'm
come
not
inside,
either.
I can.
Yeah.
Well, all right. King Chief Torbuth comes into the temple with you for this meeting of the 7 plus King Torbuth. Hey, I'm just going to sit here and watch.
So I'm going to.
Hold on. Maybe we should get to the other people as well. That so they know what we're doing, so they know our plan.
You need
Let's-
some of the Goliaths?
Well, no, I'm talking about like
The leaders.
The leaders. So
Well, I can
Uh,
go get
Ifrit
Gorgon,
and
but
Gorgon.
the others kind of back at their homes.
let's Can you go get Gorgon? Okay.
And he motions for someone else to do it. He just stands there.
All right. So when everybody arrives,
So Gorgon and Ifrit come in.
and Sator
That's the tour. All right.
and the Archean.
The Archeans
He's
are
really
Okay.
testing how many
Um,
characters you can do.
Well, technically, I have to choose from celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
to keep out.
Yeah, I want to just
We
try
saw
to choose
undead.
Archeans. If it doesn't work, I didn't choose anything.
Why are we trying to keep Archeans out?
They're evil.
No.
You never know.
The dolls.
The
Okay,
dolls are.
so no Archeans can enter this temple. But you now have invited Sator,
Racist.
Ifrit, Gorgon, and King Torbuth into this meeting. And they're all
dare you.
within this temple of shimmering fire.
timber of shit.
Are we ready to attack? Do you have the thing ready?
Oh, we're here to discuss things.
Casting the spell in the same spot every
Alright.
day for a year makes the effect permanent.
Well, the symptom is too. That's what I want.
Okay.
Look, I can just kind of watches it. Is that okay to do here? Do we just punch people? Alrighty then.
Oh God! Oh.
He said this was what you do here. I don't know.
I think they might need their own tables one day.
Okay, so
I don't think there's
we
anything
need to
I'm scared
discuss
of.
what our plan is. Let's pull out our relics and. Oh, by the way, Scarlet, were you able to attune to that blade?
Yes, it's actually quite powerful.
I will take my hammers, set them down on the table.
Is this the altar?
No,
Because I think it's a table he made.
I know.
Alright.
I'm just saying, let's set them down.
Maybe
see
they'll-
if anything happens, but we need to figure out what's going on and discuss. Or if nothing happens, then we know, hey, we're just gonna go attack this barrier thing all at once.
I
So
don't think anything's gonna happen.
we need to figure out something.
Alright.
Is my dagger invisible still?
Everyone but you. You can see it.
So you know it's right
So
here.
you pick it up and you put it down.
I wanted to take my bow
Do we
and
hear it?
spin it.
Yeah, you can hear it. You go.
I wanted to take my bow spin it. I rolled a natural one, so it just flies off.
Falls on the ground. Like, oh, what the heck? Alright, so all of them are now sitting on this table. Now,
Exciting.
do we do something now, or
Do
Maybe if
math.
we all close our eyes and
Maybe if we go to that island.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
how are we getting to the island with the magical
It was worth a shot.
It was worth a shot.
I mean, they do look very
Can I
nice
look to
also.
see if they connect in some way? It's like Transformers where they all connected, or it's
Do
like
intelligence check.
Power Rangers. Yes, I love making these because I'm so good at them. That's gonna be a 7.
So good.
You make a mess of them trying to piece them together, and if they weren't magical, you probably would have broken the bowstring. But you're kind of just piecing them all to get jammed in together, and
I
Break
hers
slowly
is in
put
armor
my
form, so
dagger
things are
away.
sticking out of them. And
Oh wait, the dagger's the piece I was
Nope,
missing.
nope.
for the other, are you done?
Just, I'm trying to figure out. I'm eliminating all options.
I take my one.
Frodo.
If anything he said is true, then we're going to have to attack that barrier to get through. I have no idea what we will encounter on this island unless any of you have been there.
We hear it's about 1 million Archean dolls.
Yep. And we've got an army though that we can immediately pull through.
I guess my dad's good.
Has anyone been there? Wait, Scarlet, you've been there, haven't you? To like at least close to it.
I went to the outer part. There's literally an arcane dome that is opaque, and I couldn't see through it. I
Can
tried
you
to dispel
no
it. I tried to
around
touch
there,
it.
around there, because she can teleport us. Are you able to teleport us?
Yes.
Oh, well then perfect. You know where
You'll
we're going.
fall into the ocean. I was able to fly.
Well, you can teleport us to the place that it was, correct?
Sure, in the ocean.
That's fine.
All right.
we have a
I was
boat?
Should we take
I
a
don't-
Can we
Maybe-
hold off a second?
Nope. How do we attack from the ocean?
No, you got this. Isn't your part. I was just bringing you here. so
Don't
you
I
guys...
go into this too? I have...
Oh, is this Kraken?
yeah.
Sorry.
There's a lot of them.
No, I thought I was thinking it was one of the other guys.
You lost
Don't I
it.
don't know how. If she makes us go in the water, how are we attacking it?
We can breathe underwater.
Well,
All right.
I'm just thinking. Do we have boats? Does anybody have a boat?
No.
We had a
You have the magic swan boat, but that's fine.
Let's have a party on it.
Yeah, we did a party. We made a lot of money.
That would have been useful now. That's one boat right there.
Satorka says there was some drunk captain talking about a boat over in Jal when I was there briefly.
Was he a little old man?
He was a dwarf, red beard, crusty
Nut?
fellow,
Oh wait, no.
Oh, Krusty.
Krusty, yeah.
but he doesn't know where his boat is.
Oh, that's right.
Aren't you some sort of captain?
Wait, can I change mine
And I'll-
into
Can
a
you
boat?
change into a boat?
It's a very small boat.
Yeah. You're like a
Do we
kayak.
trust her to It's not pilot.
Is it the entire island that's
You don't
Gone.
pilot a boat. You don't drive a
There
boat.
seemed to be an entire dome around all of the
I would
parts.
say
I
you're
couldn't see any other
Yeah, do we trust you?
way in.
Well,
Underneath.
you should, unless another.
I didn't try to
Crazy
go
random
from under
storm
the water.
comes
I
out.
just tried from above and touching it and
I
dispelling
didn't
it.
say it was your fault.
Does someone have
Yeah,
the
like it was.
I think we've done the water breathing before, right? Veronica, you
Yeah.
have that ability, right?
But we need to. Don't we need to find a way to take out the barrier?
No, I'm saying that if we can go, we all attack it at once. If we can breathe underwater, we can still attack the barrier from under the water.
I assume the
Can
barrier
you
would
put
be on
the
top.
hood up?
Or what about? Does anybody have the ability to walk on water?
Jesus.
Well, yeah, but
I couldn't help it.
Jesus.
Besides Jesus.
Has anyone tried casting a disintegrate spell? Is that this campaign?
Can we not just take a boat?
It's time for the battle.
That is an epic idea. I will
Hero
say
the
that.
boat.
I feel like there's probably a lot of boats,
Let's take a boat.
a lot of harbors on this
I would
place.
feel good taking a boat.
Yeah.
Isn't there
As soon as
literally
he
a
starts
harbor
talking.
up near that place Scarlett told me about, Eden Island?
Yep.
Yeah.
Should we teleport to Eden Island?
Yeah. We get a boat and then go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a boat.
we could.
Teleport
Close.
to Eden because I know Eden.
We don't know what we're gonna find when we get to Eden.
No, we don't.
But we do know we can find.
Wait.
What's his name?
Hang on. I can check that. I cast scrying, which I don't have prepared, so I don't cast scrying.
All right.
You have sending.
Yeah.
You can send it to our friend there.
Oh yeah. I'll send it to. Hang on.
What's his name?
Francois.
Yeah.
Our friend.
Wow. Ooh.
It's definitely Gay's friend.
Oh,
Well, you know.
I just want to be like, everything okay there? Just checking in. Your friend Day.
did you need a room? We have plenty of rooms available. Why do you ask?
Yeah, all right. He's good, guys.
All right.
They're all good there.
Here we go.
Okay, so we want to teleport to
Eden Island.
Francois.
Let's do it, Francois. We are coming.
She's gonna start another party boat when she gets there. That was last.
Party.
I hope your new character.
Oh
has
my
a French
goodness.
accent.
Let's get another party boat going.
French accent.
We get another party boat going. Take them on Omicron Isle.
We're all gonna be drunk whenever we get there, but it's gonna be
Don't you find people like,
I don't know. But let's
give them all weapons. Here you go. You're gonna need these.
Just start hitting everybody but us.
alright. So you guys are going to a party place when we're supposed to be having a war?
It's the closest place to it.
Do you want to come?
Alright. I think I'm supposed to wait on the.
Yeah, we're gonna do.
I gotta command the army here.
Good idea. Do that.
All right. So we will go to
Okay,
Eden
us-
Island.
The seven
The seven are going to
Good
Eden
idea, do
Island.
Alright. So, are you casting this?
Unless she wants to. You use a spell slot.
So you teleport everybody, the seven.
Okay.
And you take them, you appear in the main foyer because that's the place you remember best.
Yes.
Of the Busty Bride. Next to Francois.
Hey,
Oh,
Francois!
my friends, you've returned!
Wait, is this the day we're going? Hopefully not.
This is the afternoon of their attacking the next day.
Yep.
Good to know.
So
Well, that
Francois,
Temple
You
we
doesn't
need
can
a room for the night.
it's gonna be there a while.
Fantastic!
and
You
because
need
we're
any
gonna
special amenities.
because
Actually, I don't
we are
think
going
we
to
could have
save the
teleported out of
world.
it. That's
Can
What's
we-
wrong with the world?
It was like 4
There's a lot
paragraphs.
going
I
on.
didn't read it all.
Other areas that.
No, they took care of that problem up north. It's not a problem anymore.
Up
No one
north.
else.
No, yeah, we took
Nothing
care of
else has happened. This
I
is
know.
a fantastic
the
place.
entire land of Archaea is under attack by the dolls.
Make
And
a
you're next.
persuasion check. Make a deception check because you don't know if that's true.
17.
18. Oh, deception.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
walk down
13.
to the docks.
Say so. Well,
13 persuasion.
I can definitely give you a room. I don't know what you're talking about, but Could give you all one room for free to share.
We need a boat.
A
We could-
boat.
we could
Well, I
remember-
don't have boats here. but
remember
there
the
are lots of
flowers.
the harbor.
Well, we can secure a boat afterwards. One room for the 7 of us. How big is the room? Can we have a big room?
These are the
Yeah, it's
These
got
are
lots
the-
of
the
exotic
ones with-
flowers and all sorts of perfumes and great things. It's the king's suite.
Dang it. All right. Well, you guys have
It's
fun in
very
this room.
fragrant.
You guys have fun in the room.
I want to know what my flaw is.
Uh,
I'm the only one that doesn't know.
I don't think yours is going to come up anymore because of the way you guys did stuff.
Can
You
I
know-
know what it is? Why would you don't have
Then
to
you
do
might
it.
try to make it happen. Probably not. But...
so, yeah, we'll take the free room.
All right, the room.
I will go
And
immediately
a
to the
couple
bar.
other tiefling people come up and
All right,
take
you
you up
guys
to the
enjoy the
room.
room.
Penny will go to the bar with it.
okay.
I'll go
Is there anything else you guys would like to do on Eden Island? It's the night before war breaks out.
We need to
Can I,
secure a
like-
boat.
Can I just think about potentially which spells I would want to prepare?
The next
I
one.
almost want to take off my armor, cast light on myself, and walk down the beach again.
What color are you?
Blue.
Oh man.
You are blue still.
Still red?
Yep, you are all still the same colors.
Oh.
I was
jeez.
super poor and I'm pink.
Yeah.
Essentially for the next 24 hours, so until like noon the next day. You guys
So
will
during
be
the midst of battle.
colors.
Does it look like at the bar? Do I see anybody like looks like a sailor or looks like they might have a boat or something?
Make an investigation
Like a
check.
sea person?
I will assist in
Your
this.
background. You can secure passage for free.
Yes, I can secure passage
Don't
for
forget
free.
that. Now that you have the sailor background.
Fail. Assuming I'm gonna rest, I'm gonna lose the luck.
We could go down to the harbor.
I can just go down to the harbor
Yeah,
and
we're
let
all
it.
the same.
Veronica and I will go down to the harbor.
That's good because I rolled a 10.
Oh, can I go?
No one looks
Sure,
particularly like
sure.
a sailor
Long
at the
as you're not
bar.
gonna pull
Everyone
any of
looks
them
more like
charms.
vacationers, but
They're all
you don't
gone.
know.
Oh, good. Good.
I feel like the people
I have friends
know
here.
We're going down to the harbor.
I
Yeah.
cast light on
Yeah.
With your
myself.
background,
for a
upon
reason,
talking to a
so-
few people,
Get a boat.
drop your father's name and stuff, you can secure passage. You can get a boat tomorrow for the next day.
Sweet.
So,
Easy
with
peasy.
a captain and a crew to take you there.
Aye.
Like that. I don't even
I'm
have to
assuming
capture
you're
it.
not explaining all of the danger. Are you
Nope.
telling them all the danger?
Nope.
And you have told them that that they are
Told them
voyaging
nothing.
over to Omicron Island tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. Or
Oh my.
all right, so you have secured passage for the next day. Anything else for the evening you guys would like to do?
And
Well,
make more
once
ammunition for the
again-
big gun.
Yes, go ahead and roll, but at disadvantage because you don't have your lab this time. Or just not at advantage. Just don't do it with
try to
advantage.
speak to Drax.
Okay.
I've tried the past 4 days and haven't rolled above a 10.
close.
I'm trying to think about. I'm thinking about which spells I would like to do. I feel like water breathing would be important.
That's 15.
Which
Yeah,
gun
in
are you
case
trying to make
this
it?
boat
The bad
thing
news.
goes wrong.
Oh no,
Or
it's
I
not
can't
15.
stand
It's
on anything.
17.
So you have 14 more.
I mean, I can fly, so I'm not worried about it, but I'm worried about for everybody else. Because I could teleport people away.
Alright, so you
I guess we
guys
could give a
go to bed
fireball.
down. Anything else you want to do for the night? If not, that's probably where we'll end the
Yeah.
session
That's
because
like
we're
you
getting
want
to
to.
10:21 and we went late the
Yeah.
last
Did give
couple
it
nights.
that.
Do they
I got the
know
sank
if
down.
you-
I don't need the sank down.
Cast scrying on someone? Doesn't
No.
say they know.
I think it depends on the being. Because they can try to resist it.
Well, they have to make a save and. Yeah.
Something that has truth
I would-
so you can see the sensor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I would just cast scrying in that temple in Harkon.
What?
The Slazar's hideout.
Okay. The
And it's
Temple
only 10
is-
feet. Wait. Wait, how much do you get to see?
well, you're
I don't know.
so as you see, you do see that the temple that you remember being there before you just magically walked up and through a wall and all that kind of stuff. is still intact. You don't see anyone there. It looks vacant, abandoned. But the temple itself seems to still be in that pristine condition that you saw it in
Okay.
back in Harkon.
Okay.
So, if there's nothing else you guys want to do for tonight, that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Level up.
We didn't.
We just
Doesn't matter.
Just because we had a lot of good new accents and conversation.
We did have a few good conversations, accents.
we all coming.
It wasn't a fighting night, but you guys
Oh, we.
did a lot of other stuff, so... Yeah. Next time you guys will be heading to Omicron Island.
Thanks for stopping by, anyone who may still be lurking.
Bye.
Come back
Toodles.
next Wednesday.